Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Queen.
Coming in by
Okay.
Global Esports. Again, Hacker, on to you. Expand.
Yes, let me discuss. Wait.
Tick, tick, tock. Tick, tick, tock.
We ban Ascent.
Okay, Ascent will be banned. G, you lost ban.
Let's go ahead and ban Split Play Pearl.
Okay, so the third and deciding match will be for. Guys, that was the match. Vito, casters, take it away.
Well, that was quite an
Okay.
experience. I don't think we were ready for that. Jimmy, you got a little startled there in the beginning. But thank you, JD, so much for the unique experience. I'm pretty sure, guys, you've never seen anything like this, only on the Global Esports channel. So if you haven't already, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to Juvie, Elevated as well. He's got everything, it only happens here, guys. All right, so we've got a decent set of maps here. We've got a Haven, we've got Sunset. Juvie, how are we feeling about Haven? What are you expecting from Haven? What are we looking at?
Yeah, I mean, Haven's a pretty set meta. I don't think there's gonna be anything crazy. Every team runs pretty much the same comp with maybe a different duelist, but for the most part, it's pretty set in stone at this point. So I expect the same. It comes down to a lot of mid rounding, us making
Yep.
the right adjustments, and us having, honestly, more than anything, having your retakes down. And so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm feeling
All right.
confident. Of our map pools, I think right now our map pool in general is really good, and so really any maps we played, I think we'd feel good on. But I think this is the three that yeah, we're definitely confident in.
Let's go all five
We
players.
have a little bit of a look at the players' little setup. We've got a bunch of lights here, and hopefully the sounds, which we can't hear right now, but they will be simulated for them. But Elevated, tell me a little bit about Sunset. Why is that pick coming? Is there something like particular about it? Because just a little bit of comparison, last season Sunset, although we picked it ourselves, wasn't that great of a map. What changes can we see this time on Sunset?
Audio सही है नहीं है ना guys? Hello.
Well, I mean, Juvie's the goat. He did the perfect map veto as always, and I think Sunset is just another one of those maps that's going to let us show exactly who we are as a team. How's that for a PR answer?
Fair enough, I get it. I mean,
I can't give you too much. I'm trying to
Yeah.
toe the line here. Caster, coach.
Yep, fair enough, fair enough. All right, let's talk about a little bit about what do you expect from Orangutan to come in? Because they have played Haven just pretty recently. In the
Yo,
last
bro,
tournament,
camera not
the Penta
working.
Pro Series, and they did bring in the Yoru ISO comp along with an Omen, Sova, and Cypher. What do you think about that comp? Playing on Haven, it wasn't the best of maps that ended off for them. But what do you guys think about the ISO Yoru comp?
It's obviously a very good comp, right? It's the one that Fnatic ended up making correct.
अब
And
ठीक है?
so
Yeah.
for
Yo,
that, honestly, a lot of the stuff we
for a
did on
second
Haven
मुझे
is
लगा
gonna be a little bit
that was
similar
not my glitch
to
क्योंकि
Lambit.
जो लाइन के पीछे
When I
जैसे लाइट
made
चल रही है ना मुझे
some of
लगा
the
that.
stuff,
Thank you
or
so
we had
much. I have
ideas for some of
और
the
बता
stuff,
भाई कैसे?
it was within
Wanna
mind
sit
of
together? Wanna
countering
talk
Fnatic
about the
comp.
game?
And so
We
really,
can have people in
I
VC.
think we have a good chance to
That
play
is
against
not
this comp. I think we
against the
understand how to play
rules.
against it. I've done anti-prep
आना
before against
बैठेगा?
Fnatic
क्या
in
करोगा?
champs,
Yo,
And so I
Vedant,
think,
what's
yeah, I
up?
think we have a chance, to sort of show that the comp is not unbeatable, goaded comp. It definitely is. It has its own weaknesses, and so I feel like, yeah, we'll do good.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what you guys are going to be coming up with. Are we going to have Neon on Patrick Koo, or are we going to see a Jet, maybe some other comp? We've seen a lot of that stuff, go through. But right now, I think we've got, the players just ready uploading into the lobby. Uh, we're going to be heading into the
I'm
game pretty
excited to
soon.
see who ISO duels first. That's my favorite part about this
Hmm.
map. Who's gonna get the first ISO duel?
I'm not sure if OG are gonna stick to this comp, just to maybe throw you guys a curveball. Maybe you never know. But if at all, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Techno. He is the one who played the ISO a couple of times around. Tell me, have you guys had a chance to look at his? Have you guys had a chance to look at the games with this comp? Have you seen OG play with this?
No, I haven't seen OG play with this, to be honest with you. But like I said, I assume usually when you're tier two, or even the tier one teams, you steal from the best team, and the best team
Mhm.
is Fnatic at this map. So I assume a lot of what we're gonna see is similar to Fnatic.
All
Yep.
right. Well, we'll
अभी
find
ठीक वो
out if
कैन
it's
थैंक यू
anything
सो मच है
Fnatic-esque
हाइपरियन
at
या
all.
वो मैंने
Sunset's coming
यूएसबी
up
2.4 पे लगा
next.
दिया था तो
But
ग्लिच हो रहा था क्योंकि
Juvenile,
3.0 पे
thank you
मुझे
so
एक्सटर्नल
much
हार्ड डिस्क लगाना था
for joining us.
तो
We will see you after the game.
Thank you guys. See you guys after.
तो फिर
All
वापस से
right. Well,
3.0 पे
Elevated,
लगाया तो सही
it's
हो
just
गया
you and me now. We're going to be heading into the game. Just only and only Valorant action coming in. GE fans who've been waiting for a good amount of time now to, finally witness them play. They're going to get to see it against multiple different teams. And I'm really excited. Haven's going to be coming up. You've cooked up something special. Any last thoughts before we head into the game?
Yeah, I'm just really excited to see how our team does. I hope the flashing
Thank you.
lights do annoy them. I hope that orangutan pushes us. I hope that the game is a close one, and I think map one for us has always been one where it's like it kind of sets the tone for our day in scrims, our first scrim of the day, and so I think that'll be probably similar here.
All right. Okay. I did want to ask you though, you're the man who loves, crunching the numbers, who wants to see the win rate percentages, who wants to make sure that the maximum and the best outcome possible, the win percentage is in your hands. Do you see Haven as being one of those maps where you feel like, you are going to be a lot more confident? Is it a better map for you?
Yeah, it's been pretty good for us in scrims. But most of the maps have been pretty good for us in scrims. So I think Haven is just a solid map. Like it's pretty straightforward. I think we understand it well, and yeah, it'll let us play our game like the way that we like to play Valorant. I think.
Yep. Well, I'm excited as well. We'll find out. Juvie did mention one particular thing that, the team has, in one of the previous editions, in one of the videos that he had spoken about, that, there is a talent, but the structure right now in the Indian region is yet to be, established. And you mentioned it as well. We need to be able to come up with our own stuff at times and,
वहाँ पे
do
ये
something
इनका ये
different
हाइड
from
होना
what we
चाहिए
usually see. Copy paste is not something that's always going to work. Even the last time when we saw Revenant Esports in Ascension, of course, they did decently well. They went ahead by 2 rounds. Unfortunately, got out in the lower bracket.
I think
But,
so, this is
what do you expect from Indian players now that they're going in to a matchup with, a proper tier 1 team? Can you see them actually, not just global esports, but do you think these teams are going to be able to compete with other teams from tier 1?
I mean, I guess that remains to be seen, but I expect these guys to be hungry. Like we're the Indian team, right? And it's no secret that we have no Indian players on our roster, but it's not because we haven't given them chances, right? They just didn't make it through the trials, and so I think a lot of them are going to be looking at us as like a way to prove something, and so I expect them to come out swinging at us, and we have to be ready for that, like legitimately. That extra motivation is dangerous. Even if we're technically like the favorite in this, like we have to be ready for them to be trying to prove a point.
Yeah. Well, Here we go. We've got the game almost locked and loaded. I think we're just waiting for 1 or 2 more players to join the
कौन
lobby.
कौन से में
But
link
before
हुआ?
we get in,
कोई
you
ने
know,
बोला ना,
just a little bit
और भी
more
languages में.
of a
But ठीक है,
insight
perfect.
into your, journey. You were, I believe, at Ascend last year, correct?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was a content creator for them for almost 2 years, and then I was the assistant coach for their JC team in 2023 and their main team last year for the second split.
What do you see different in the EMEA region that is different from the APAC? What's the biggest difference that you've noticed in the two regions?
Honestly, they're a little bit closer than I thought they would be. I'd say the bigger difference is between Americas in terms of like
Okay.
how the players take coaching and that type of thing.
Mhm.
EMEA is definitely a little bit more of a slow-paced, kind of serious region, I guess, at least from my experience. Like the teams are a little bit more like business-like in terms of how they go about things. And so far, at least our team, it's like, we have to have fun if we're going to play well, right? So we need to be enjoying the game. But I think that's kind of how it is for everybody, right? If you don't enjoy what you're doing, how are you going to excel at it?
True, absolutely. You need to be able to enjoy, and I hope that the players have been enjoying so far in the practice as well. We're going to be looking at what exactly is going to be coming up while we do wait for the players from Orangutan to get back to their seat as well. A little bit of an insight about your thoughts on the other VCD teams that we're going to be facing off in this upcoming season as well, 2025. One of the most interesting, exciting prospects, of course, SPG. I'm pretty sure you saw a couple of their games and how they play, right?
Yeah, they were super fun. I'm somebody that loves innovation, and they were kind of, straight up, they were like the team that inspired everybody to start playing Neon Bucky, right? Like they were the team that was just running around. I mean, some other teams were doing it, but SPG was the team that was really kind of like, you have to do this because it's insanely powerful, and it makes every single eco round dangerous, which if I can remember from the chamber meta, is a totally like game warping thing. If you have the ability to have one character potentially win you an eco round, you have to really think about that carefully.
Yeah, absolutely. And Neon's been pretty much busted.
Yo,
but,
what's up?
You are the guy who works around the meta. So what do you like better? What did you like better? Do you like the chamber meta better, or do you prefer the Neon meta?
I like the Neon meta because everybody's better at the game. I think if we had old chamber now, there would not be nearly as much complaining because the agents have kind of come in to help fill the gaps a little bit, and also people are just way better at dealing with problematic agents now. So like, yeah, I definitely I like what Chamber added to the game. He was definitely broken. I think current Chamber is in a pretty good spot, honestly. But
ये लोग
the
पागल है
fact
क्या?
that Chamber
दो
made
कोई भी
people,
स्ट्रीम होता
like,
है
use utility to clear corners was a good thing.
Yeah.
थोड़ा
Like,
रुक के ही
it
होता है
taught
भाई
people how to play the
पहली
game.
बार देख रहे हैं क्या ये लोग?
So-
Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen,
we
we've
should be
spoken a lot
talking
about
about
the agents. Let's actually look at what GE is cooking up and
Yeah,
what
so
OG are going to
कब
be
होगा?
coming in with. The agents are
Match
like
खत्म
this
होने के
year.
बाद थोड़ी
We've
ना
had a
होगा?
little bit of a delay. Apologies for that. But we are now heading into the game, and there it is.
10 मिनट और डिले हुआ है
Okay, Patrick who's got a little bit of an interesting name there. As we've
Wow,
got Neon
ठीक है
and
भाई।
Breach alongside Crystal's Sova for Global Esports, and on the other side we've got Wenka picking up the
Yeah,
Neon. So
yeah.
they're actually shifting too, it seems, Elevated. They've gone
Oh
for
my God.
pretty much the same comp as you guys.
Cool. I know that mirror comps are like kind of, it's fun to see different agents interact against each other. But especially when you're like getting to know teams, I think it's kind of fun to see mirror comps because you get to see like who's better, right? Just without all of like the extra stuff that can go on in the game.
Absolutely. Mirror comps, of course, you, like you mentioned, you get to see who's better, but also about who is able to actually utilize these, aggressive micro sectors that you can take control, especially on the defense side, because OG on defense, usually they're going to be pretty much heavy on A. They've done that even with their
आवाज
previous
सही है ना
comp as
स्ट्रीम
well
की
when
आवाज
they
और मेरी
were
आवाज
playing
सही है
Global and
मेरी
ISO.
ज्यादा नहीं उनकी आ
They
रही ना
love
ढंग से
taking A main control quite some bit on both of the sides they play on, both on attack and defense. So this is going to be an interesting change because they are, of course, turning up the other side of the comp. They're going for a little bit more speed now. And Venka, he has been known to be really good with, the Neon. Not exactly in official games. He's not played it that much. It's been mostly the Jet. But I'm excited to see what this kid's going to be cooking up against Patrick Hill. Both of them, by the way, same age. They are a team, both of them, and they're going to be going up against each other. This is going to be a really good battle, and I can feel it in my nerves.
Yeah, I'm getting those like pre-match jitters now. You know, not because I'm extra nervous because my team is playing, but
Yeah.
I'm just excited to watch the games. Yeah, I think the mirror comp is going to be really interesting because it's going to come down to like who anchors and retakes better. So whichever team gives away less anchor kills, meaning like that last guy who's kind of like alone on the site, and then also who's ready to flood retake, because that's sort of like the game plan with both these comps, right? You have to be ready to retake as the other team's planting, and you have to make sure that you like do not give away free kills.
दो अलग स्टोरी रह गया तो इसलिए यहाँ पे स्टोरी तो वो एक सेकंड ही कटा, मुझे लगा ये क्या हो गया.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're heading into the first show match of the face-off event by Global Esports. It's going to be Orangutan going up against them the first day on 18. We've got a bunch of these coming up in the next couple of days. So if you want to be notified every single time Global Esports are going to be playing for the next week, you need to make sure that you turn on notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on all social media. Unfortunately, small bit of a tech pause here from OG. They are just setting things up as we're going to be heading into the game pretty quickly. As we should be heading in now. Yep, I think everybody's back. Techno was disconnected for a second. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The first matchup is going to be readying in just about in a second, as we've got Global Esports on attack. And it seems like they might want to take in a little bit of a garage take here. OG, once again, like I mentioned earlier, they love their A-side take, right? They've got 4 players right now situated there, and they might seem like an aggressive, control sector towards A. And Global Esports maybe making the right read to go towards the other side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing a comp that's kind of built around aggression, A is super, super important, right? It's a place where the map splits into 2 lanes, and if you can shut it down in lobby, then it only has 1 lane. So it basically takes all of the potential options for attackers and just subtracts like a massive
Global pay कर रहे watch party. Bro, I wanted to watch party.
Initial contact towards mid. They're going to take a little bit of space. Garage being
they
the point of
access,
contention. They're just not giving up any quietness. They're just going to run in straight into it. There's going to be the first contact.
अगर मुझे deep impact तो I would have been watching this off screen.
First of OG pushing up towards A. They've already covered off that little part of the map, but GE going to retrace their steps, go towards B this time.
Yep, nice little default from GE. Usually you expect people to be pushing A, and so it looks like we were ready for it.
Yuratan takes the first contact. DC's gone, was holding on that little angle for quite some time now, and now they're spread out
Kelly?
well. Venka might not be ready. No, he is. Kelly is going down. Poppy's going to take got a flash to cover up, but Helef still unaffected. Looking for Yuratan's kill, but it's not going to be the case. Everyone from OG keeps falling on in completely outskirted position, stun after stun, and it's going to be first pistol. A little scrappy from OG there. They've kind of split out far too much. The flank as well, not properly coordinated, but of course it is their first time playing this new comp, so we're going to give them a little bit of a leeway as to how they're going to settle into this. Let's find out, because of course there is one more change here, Elevated. The fact that DC has come into the server, usually in the last couple of tournaments, it's been Machiavelli who's been playing for them, who is their main duelist, but right now they've gotten their 6th in to play this game as well, so that is one more thing to be noted.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know too much about DC, but he's on a very critical role in this match. So that's all. Maybe that's a hole that GE will exploit, or maybe he'll be sort of the hero.
Bro, but the read from OG.
Big setup from GE on the B side. They've got a stun ready from Helef on contact. Ready to break recon as well. It seems like OG have got a set game plan here for the anti-eco. And Crystal's just holding, making sure that nobody pushes out the C-Link. A little patience here from GE. They just want the first
Crystal has a full utility kit though.
Yep, exactly.
He's got full info kit, so if he uses this, the timing is terrible for Orangutan. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I'm not sure that push was necessary, but Hoax gets one through the smoke. Crystal caught out in the open here. That's going to be a trade at least, the bare minimum. The info is gone from GE. They're going to have to rely now on Yuratan. I was going to say it, but Venka's ready for it. A little bit of trouble here, but they get the A set in control. Plant should be taken pretty easily. Not too much of a problem
because
for that. But the post plant now is where the question lies. Can they win this?
Spike planted.
This is going to be big time on Patrick Hu. Anti-ecos have plagued a lot of teams ever since the Neon patch. So definitely it's always a dangerous thing. Nice flank for DC, but great trade.
Last player standing.
Oh, it's only going to be Patrick Hu now, and he's not going to be ready for that as well. Helif with the picked up Outlaw, and that's going to be Global Esports losing on the anti-eco. That was a bit of a hit and a miss there. Yuta, I feel like he had total control. He could have gotten that kill, but Venka almost, you know, expecting that he's going to be walking in that exact second. And this final kill from DC, I think this is the most important. Taking out Kilias there actually gave them the confidence to win this 2v2. And this is something you spoke of off camera as well, right? The anti-eco, and you just mentioned as well, the Neon meta has been, you know, really on and off for a lot of teams because they can exploit that speed with the Bucky. Although they didn't use the Bucky here, it is right now in the hands of Patrick Hu instead. Let's see how he's going to put that into use. A going to be a little bit pressured from Global Esports, an aggressive smoke to push off that Outlaw off its mark. They've set up the Bucky a little deep onto A short, as Hoax is going to hold on and make sure that nobody's breaching any close spots.
Yeah, I mean, Hoax is kind of the hero last round, right? He made that push opportunistically to catch Crystal. I think GE trolled a little bit by leaving Crystal there alone in drone form, but it is what it is. Hoax capitalized on it, and yeah, I mean, if he takes first contact here with the Outlaw, it's going to be problems for GE.
They're creeping into B now. They still got 2 players left on A short, so that's a bit of a question as to where exactly this hit's going to go. The spike still right outside B, and it has been completely left open by OG. So it's a good read by GE here. They should be able to get the plan, but they're just going to tap it and fake it here. That's going to pull off all the rotation. Then, oh, this is interesting.
Nice.
That's going to set up Patrick Hu. Yep.
What a call from Kelly. I love that.
Oh, that's a big kill as well. A little too aggressive. Didn't probably need to go for the second there. Long range. Venka's going to take care of him. The plan's going to come down now, as it is a 4v4, but OG got the better weapons here to fight off this retake.
Yeah, no smoke for Heaven, prioritizing the CT smoke because of the Bucky. We'll see how much utility does Orangutan have. I think they used a lot to fend off that fake and B, so that's kind of hard for them to get back in. Or not.
No,
maybe not. It seems Wenka, okay, and of course he finds the ace. This kid's come to play, it seems, and Orangutan. Oh, really well played. Their utility was paramount from getting that first kill, especially. I feel like Patrick Hu didn't really need to go any further for that jump peak. I think has been on a roll instantly. That second kill was amazing. The stun comes through and a follow-up as well from Helif to cover off anybody on site. It confused Kilias as well because he was completely frazzled. Could not use his weapon as well properly. The stun this time not as cosmetic as you would think of it to be.
Yeah, I mean, great round from Venka, obviously. Farming the ecos. It's time for GE to punch back, right? This is a huge rifle round. This is an attack-sided map. You don't want to go down early.
Yeah, he's got the operator.
Operator comes out, okay.
Yeah, that's an interesting pick.
Will we suss this one out is the question.
Once again, OG firing out that A main side. They've got control of it, and they set up Venka all by his lonesome. While GE gonna be poking on C, just getting a little bit of information. But Techno's lurk towards deep mid here might be the undoing of Global Esports again. I'm not sure if they're gonna clear this corner because right now GE playing a really passive game.
Yeah, you know, we like to default on this map for sure. I feel like we're playing a little bit hesitant, which I think is maybe to be expected. First official game, right? Yeah, I think we're playing a little bit more scared than we normally do, but overall the reads that we've had are pretty good, and we just need to make sure that we execute cleanly.
Oh, they've gotten the site pretty convincingly, and now it's for the plan to come down. 5v5 as well, but there is a big ultimate available for Venka, and if he goes through with it, he's already entered backside. The smoke's gonna cover them off, and it's gonna be Kilias in the smoke alongside Patrick Hu. He gets that first kill. The ultimate's committed as well, and the breach is gonna make things so much more easy.
Hawks?
Hawks gonna get 1-2, and another one from Helif. Is he gonna get another?
Okay.
He's gonna connected. Oh my God, Orangutan!
You hide.
He brought it down to a 1v1 and all onto Utatan now. Yes, Helif, it's gonna be a little difficult for him to retake this because Udatan has got a lot of experience in playing these kind of situations. He's done it in China once. He do it again. He went for the stick. Unfortunately, Helep, he will not be able to secure that round. Udatan took that at the right time. It's gonna be Esports
Folks, rocked
with
भाई
a
दोनों
bit
इधर
of
two-
an overextensive
निकाले
run
ना।
here. I didn't really feel the need to push out all the way towards spawn there. They ended up losing
LFB
4
hit.
weapons as a
क्या
result of
हुआ?
that, and their economy not really in the good books
क्या
right
हो
now.
गया भाई?
Yeah, I mean, huge play by Yudo to secure that
Predicted, yeah,
round.
right.
This
So
was a
that-
massive round for GE to win. Obviously, it was not clean, and a lot of that comes down to just being a little bit too excited to chase kills, which is something that we
Yeah.
are definitely working with a lot with the team. So, not too surprised to see it happen. A little disappointed that it does, but it's understandable.
Oh, OG, this mid push could be interesting. Yudo might not be ready for this. He is going to hold on a really passive window angle. Could give him 1, 2.
No.
He's only going to get the able to one. Poppy's going to trade off another as well. That's going to restore that man advantage for them. But DT was on his own, a little too wide in the open. He's not going to be able to counter that slide in.
One enemy
OG going to
remaining.
bring out Fun. That's going to be just another weapon drop. But Crystal
Two weapons
pulls
down.
things up.
Decent
Esports take the
eco.
lead. 2
Decent
to
eco
3.
by OG.
Still setting up, still a lot of things that we're trying to figure out.
स्ट्रीम में भी बढ़िया है जो आए गाइस चैट पे एक बार
One
hey
thing that
hello
you've noticed so far, Elevated, give me a little bit of an insight. What
Hey, hello,
exactly,
बोल दो यार, पता तो
was
चले
this a
किससे
game
बात
plan
कर
to
रहा
go
हूँ
from
मैं
the start? You play a little bit more slow, feel for information, or did you guys have a different, sort of style that you wanted to go with?
Yeah, I mean, Haven's just kind of a defaulty map in general. Like,
गाइस ये देखो
you know, you can
Mundi guy
kind of
है
gamble and just like guess sites and hit as 5, but it's a fairly
Let's go.
one-dimensional way to play.
और
So you
कौन
gotta
है
be able
कौन
to slow
कौन
the tempo down,
ओ ये फुल स्क्रीन
especially
कटा
when
हुआ
the
है
other
थोड़ा
team is
वेट
on a comp that also kind of needs
Yes.
to play aggressive.
Yeah. The A take from Global Esports, this time to deny any sort of control, but Helef holding off a really aggressive angle. He's got a utility and has the breach. Taking the first contact might not be the best of cases for him. Shock dot drop towards A long. Yudo's gonna go on his route back towards mid. And he's been
With the lockdown
undetected.
timing. Camera gets the info. Oh, this time is gonna be insane here.
Everyone cage triggered.
Big
That's
kill,
my
big
boy.
ult. Absolutely.
Sorry,
He's
bias
gonna get a
cast.
lot of information. That's all right. We're okay here with, we're all from DA. We're okay with that information gain once again, but DC shuts down Yudo and he puts on his own neural theft here to get a little bit more information. And G's been found. They've been exposed outside of C.
मेरे पास
And
कुछ
there's
नहीं
a
है
connection. Crystal
मेरे
might
पास
be
बस,
going down. He just
TI
about
की एक
dodged the
jersey है
surprise of his life.
बस
And
TI
once
की
again,
jersey
they're
है
running
मेरे पास
outside A.
मेरी
Helef's
खुद की एक
hearing
jersey
all of this,
थी,
and he's called it to his
that's
team
all.
that
तो
all
jersey
of
था।
Global Esports right now heading in
30
towards
seconds
A.
left.
The site
Left.
will be
Oh,
conceded,
left.
but there is a quick flank.
तो
Crystal
सुना
might
है
be caught off
he
guard
needs
here.
to swing
100%. Good back, Crystal.
ult भी है oh my god it can be a pinch
All right, 3v4, big conversion if we can get this.
ult hello
DC.
Patrick.
oh tap
Patrick.
10 seconds left.
oh
Last player standing.
Big flash by OG. They're gonna just stick
OG.
in their boots. Absolutely strength
Three,
from
three,
strength
chal raha hai.
here. They're going. OG seemingly right now have been in control of most of these rounds. Of course, global esports are still trying to figure out how exactly OG are playing with this new comp, but it almost seemed a little too hasty, the decision to run towards A. Of course, time was against them at that moment. Flash as well right there, just a second away before he could have peeked there, Poppy. But overall, OG seemed to be in good control here.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely are being very good and proactive. I think GE is doing a pretty good job of putting themselves in position for like,
oh
but
yeah
they're not converting cleanly. We're definitely giving Orangutan a lot of
Oh,
opportunities back into rounds.
DC Poppy
Become a little scrappy. It's gone around. It's 3 versus 3 right now. First 2 came in for OG, but Poppy trades it instantly. Venka still around the corner. He's got his ultimate as well. He can pop that
Spike planted.
lightning strike if he wants to.
oh वो ult TP का ये सीधा ult
Hold
में
on, the
घुसा
plant's
Poppy
gone down. Poppy under heaven. He's got no particular support. The smoke's gone up on heaven now, and the 2 players from OG from CT, they come out, and
Oh
Poppy's
my
ready for it. Gets the
Poppy.
throw for himself. You don't get
Poppy
the support,
chulo.
and Crystal shuts it down.
let's go
A
कोई
bit
international
of
team नहीं
structured
क्या opponent
crossfires and GE
आएगी
right
6 दिन
back
6 अलग
as they
opponents है
maintain the lead. winning this round. Got a
Share
little
and
scary in the
share
beginning, not gonna lie.
important.
Kelly and Patrick going down the way they
Sorry,
did, but
already
Poppy
broke.
once
Oh,
again
bhai,
coming
bach
up
gaya
clutch
Arjun.
for his team and
Imagine
securing
wo
the
blind
round with the
ball
3K that he
gusta
found.
See, I love this. We have to set the table before the event started, right? I told you that we like to do a little bit of trolling because we're kind of inexperienced, and Poppy is
Yep.
like that backstop. He's like, stop trolling, we're winning this round. So, get a little nice example of it there.
Yeah, a little bit of a straight up walk in as well from Techno, even though Helif did have a flash for Under Heaven. So a little bit of off decision making from OG there. Not gonna go too far. Techno take the first contact now. That's good amount of damage on Venka as well. He's got a 61 GE. Good utilization of their utility so far. But it's going to be Patrick's
no way
job
to
to check that corner. Nah, Techno's going to take him out. And now Wenka might be in a good position to actually take out both these players. He's going to go out, finds the first. He's not going to get the
flash
second,
was
but
there,
Techno
but
will
Techno.
finish up that kill. And GE, once again, in a little bit of a tough spot here. Walking up C long and
Poppy
just
needs
not
2
ready for
kills.
what OG had in mind.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what this round was. Like, the disconnect between the two players over towards A was way bigger than it should have been. So kind of just a poor round.
One
for
enemy
GE,
remaining.
to be honest. I'm sure this is one that we would note down in scrim to be like, let's talk about this one in VOD review.
Yeah. Pull off some magic. He's got the first. Ooh,
Confirm,
headshot in the
confirm.
second. Techno needs to be careful
30
here. You
seconds
could get
left.
lined up. Udo, he's got a 16 himself. This seems mostly
Don't peek him.
impossible.
Don't peek
I must
him.
wait a moment.
He's seen all three. There's no chance he's gonna get out of here. One bullet, one stray bullet through the spike. Nah, never mind. He's gonna get away and he's gonna save that weapon.
10 seconds left.
Oh, sorry.
Lucky to be
Add
alive
allowed
here,
here.
but
Wait.
give me a little bit of insight. What do you think happened there?
Auto ads.
I mean, it was actually just a really good job.
Thanks
straight
for
up.
info.
Kind of put down the first blood, and then that opened up the round for Mega to off and capitalize there. So
Those
just kind of
are
I don't see, honestly, that worked out
Good
well for
stuff,
me.
yeah,
And,
watching
team
you,
went
like-
for it.
Right there. Still got a buy here, G. He's the only one on a bit of a received buy. He's got Sheriff, that's about it. Half armors across 3 players. It's going to be an extremely fast beat, and it seems
Hello,
Patrick.
Ray. How are you?
Trip's been
Kaise
broken
hai?
for him. He's taken a pretty aggressive spot already.
Watch
That's
party.
called off Techno pretty soon. He's not going to smoke it off
GE.
just yet. Keeping a pretty much crossfire contact
Yes,
with
other
help
chat
from
bit.
both the links
Take
here. And GE instantly, after giving that initial sound, have just stopped in their tracks.
Yeah, honestly, this is a round that I would consider to be sort of like a discipline check, where we kind of say, "Are you disciplined enough to not respond to this?" Right, and it's a good way to sort of like see whether teams are disciplined or not. And Orangutan is doing a really good job of not biting.
Spike down mid.
Oh my god. Okay. That was brilliant, but the trade-off is even better from GE.
Oh,
Patrick,
hello.
check your corners!
I
He
know
stuns it, but
exactly
he doesn't
where
check it, but the
Patrick.
trade's still there. It's a 2v2. Wait for a 1.
remaining.
DC gets the first. He throws in his own ult. Now, the neural thefts have been a menace for both teams here, but it's all up to Crystal now. He's got a drone. He's got a recon coming in about 12 seconds now. Takes it off instantly, just kind of baits it out to force them to maybe push him some corners that they were not expecting. The recon's gonna find him.
Uh-oh.
And now he's in trouble. They know exactly where he is, but he's got his own recon that's come up now. Focus more on the fight, though. The gun's gonna make the difference here. He's gonna wrap them
Timing.
around. The timing's perfect for him. OG, they might not be ready for this. He could find both of them here. And he will find the timing on one.
Oh!
The second is gonna be Crystal.
Crystal.
Clutch it out.
Hey,
Man.
अभी
Yo,
offspring
I'm not gonna
Valcon
lie.
को भर
See,
दो.
you're letting
वाह.
it come too close to my neck, man. I can feel it in my throat.
देख रहा है कैसे कमीने से
Yeah, I
पड़ रहा
mean,
था मेरा.
OG is shooting really well. Like, you got to give them props. They're playing well. They're shooting back. You know, sometimes
पैट्रिक भाई
you
थोड़ा
gotta win rounds
सा
in
स्टन भी कर रहे हो,
scrappy
but
ways,
देखो तो
and
देख
we've been pretty good at that so far this season.
LFS स्टन
in
पे वन टैप दे
scrims.
दिया बे.
So I'm not
Must
surprised to
say
see that
IGN.
happening now. Obviously,
IGN
Everyone seems
is
to be a lot more one-sided.
पैट्रिक
But
हु
I-
कर रहा था,
I
but
gotta
I
say,
think
you know,
Kelly करने
I
वाला
wouldn't
है.
be scared
Kelly
if
is
OG is
be
playing
the
well right
IGN.
now.
Absolutely. I think they're
पैट्रिक को अपनी लास्ट टीम में तो कर रहा था. He was a
This is
Duelist
your
and
first
the
game,
IGN.
right? And they've
So
been playing a
he's
bunch
gonna
of
be the
tournaments in the last
filter
couple
this
of months,
time, I
so
think, and
they're
that he
kind of
load
capitalizing on the
attack
fact
and
that
focus
you
on the
can't
Duelist
put
role.
pressure on GE right
Kelly
now.
is
They might be
the-
susceptible to it.
And that's what they're utilizing best. This time around, they've changed the setup. They're playing a double heavy stack on B, and they've left the Cypher on DC once again alone here on the backside. He's gonna be stunned. He's alive for the moment. Not gonna be flashed out here, but he's still alive. The smoke's gonna help him as well. And there goes Patrick. He gets deleted. And the trade-off is perfect.
Slide
Still keeping equilibrium here. They're making sure that they don't lose out too many players. And they've got the rolling thunder now. The question is, are they expecting this garage push right now? No, they're not.
Oh, like no
Crystal
way.
enabled trade there. Nobody was watching Garage. That's a communication mistake.
Hello?
And now we're playing solo. Don't like that.
Papi. And
Going around the block here. They're going.
but Crystal is not doing the IGL, right? Kelly ka.
Majority of the rounds have been mostly for them, exploring regions together as a team. They're moving in as a trio. They've got support coming in the back of it. Global Esports are still finding their way in this game, which is absolutely fine. We've still got so much more to go. We've got a full second half waiting for us.
Video, but मैं बोलूँगा अभी
5-5 though.
सीधा आज मत डाल पहला week भी नहीं हुआ
They
तेरा.
need to find themselves a bit of a
Focus
groove to
उस
catch
हिसाब
on
से
to,
and
because
एक दिन फिक्स
OG
करने कोई week
have
उसी
been
दिन video
reading
डाला.
them well when it comes to these retakes.
Mostly Thursday or weekend.
Yeah,
Other good
absolutely.
days.
I mean, like I said earlier, OG is doing a
Thursday
really
or
well
Tuesday,
playing a
Thursday or
game,
weekend, like
but
that.
not like
Monday, Wednesday,
aggressively
Wednesday.
proactive. So they're playing a very solid Haven right now.
Oh, no!
Different into contact. A gonna be taken out here. Venka's gonna make sure that it did not exceed more than 1 kill from Global
Yeah,
Esports.
aware of
Yudo's
the
already
mark
walked
on the
in towards
map.
B as well. Poppy's gonna keep an eye out. He did use his ultimate, by the way. Interesting choice to actually put it down here in this round. But hey, we've seen it happen, and Poppy's pretty much stuck in heaven now. He's been guarded from both sides. Impossible for him to get out of here. Oh, never mind. DC's actually gone away, so now he can make it work. Puts down a smoke as well for himself. Yudo's been found, and the spike is in pretty much half
He
the
just
world
has a
away from
shorty.
him.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
Unlucky, Poppy. If he
Is
does
this something
any
you've
damage,
practiced before?
I'll
Is
give
this
him
a
props.
round that you've practiced before, by the way?
I mean, it's just one of those things where Omen ulti, you got to get value somehow. Usually, it's like
30
where you
seconds
can
left.
like to catch the spike, like get the spike after it's been dropped, or to get yourself in a weird
Poppy,
spot. So,
can you
yeah, I
do
don't
it?
mind. I
More
don't mind.
time,
Well,
bro.
Yeah, Poppy's gonna be flanked.
he's dangerous. He's dangerous.
Okay.
He's dangerous.
All right. He indeed is. Still gets 2 from that round. You said it's going to be a surprise even if he gets 1.
Last
But
round
Venka
before
kind of
the switch.
unexpectedly walked into his big round crosshair, and he was taking out Orangutan at the absolute end of this first half. Will be securing at least 6 before going into the second half, which is going to at least give them a bit of confidence, saying that, you know what, we won't be going down with a deficit into the second half. If anything, we'll go in the positive. And right now, they're looking to maybe fight Garage because Venka's kind of situated there. And
Yeah, this is a massive round. Lots of big ults online too.
Whoa, Vanka.
Venka mistimed his swing out there, but Hope is going to commit his Hunter's Fury. Does not connect on anybody. And that's going to get rid of another ultimate. They do have a Rolling Thunder now, GE. Pretty useful, of course, if they want to take Garage control.
Yeah, this is another one of those rounds where it's sort of a discipline check, right? And this time
Deploying
Venka
drone.
fails it. We'll see if GE can convert the man advantage with the 2 ultimates that they have, because not only did we get first blood, but we also got a big ultimate out of the way. So now it's really important that Yudoton does not give up this advantage here, although he could get us some good information.
उसने जो bait किया भाई, techno baited so.
Bait and miss there. Yudo was not ready for the close angle. They lose another player.
Here.
First player, actually. They run into the site. The trick's been taken care of. Once come out of the site here. Patrick caught in a really weird tripwire there. Great setup from DC, to be fair. That's a great catch.
Hello.
On the backstab as well. He's got a
Okay,
flash.
right.
He doesn't need to really kick at the
That's
fight.
right.
He just needs to set up his team. But the ultimate from Kelly S to stop the aggression.
Hello,
coming
हमारे
into
पास
the
alt आ
team.
जाती. Hello. Hello. Hi, hello. YouTube.
He's
YouTube.
gonna hold off OG for a little longer, and now Helif basically in no man's land, trying to find his own little success here.
एक ना
Not gonna be
टीम ही नहीं
easy.
कुछ पाई है यहीं पे उस पे अल्ट होती है
Awkward setup for GE.
Last player standing.
Comes in, but Techno finds two. He's gonna jump down and find a third as well under. And GE, yeah, like you said, really weird setup. They were not in the right positions.
तो तब भी निकालनी होगी but
Clearly not exactly what they were hoping to, you know,
would have
situate
been
themselves
way
upon.
much easier
They
अगर
were not-
like
especially that trip, man. That trip was so unexpected. Patrick did not at all realize that there's going to be a trip that deep, and his own wall actually helped get his death confirmed there.
Yeah, definitely. Also, Halif did a great job on the flank. Again, just Orangutan's proactivity has been insane on this map. Like they're constantly finding like the perfect flank timing, and if he doesn't cancel Chris's ult there, for example, if he doesn't cause GE to have to worry about this guy on the flank, that retake probably goes a lot worse for Orangutan. But because he did that play, because he found that timing, it really kind of threw a wrench in where Global Esports wanted the position.
Well, as now we switch sides, Global Esports, they're looking to be a bit proactive themselves, the teams. They're going for an aggressive B hit. They want control, but mostly on contact. They're going to hold on. But it is a heavy commitment. Yudo's gone pretty heavy outside garage here. Takes a chunk of damage, gets right back. DC's going to push him, tell him, all right, stay back in garage, no pushing further. As now OG making a good read to go into the only site where there's one player. Crystal spots one, but he's going to be stunned. Stunned twice as well. The counter comes in, and
okay at
Crystal
least
still
Crystal
finds
gets
one.
one by
He's pretty much done his job here. 4v4, and now it's retake territory for Global Esports.
Yeah, getting one is insane there.
Spike planted.
Patrick, the quickness
Lots
of the flank
of
is
damage on
amazing.
GE.
Yeah.
Oh!
He's got one. They found another. No, they're together the flank as well. And the pistol
Patrick,
round once
can't be
again.
doing that.
OG in control. They were all on site. They were all just kind of coupled up together towards, you know, the main green box. But they were ready for every fight. They were ready for the flank as well. Patrick couldn't really do much on the flank, even though the distraction caused from the rest of his teammates was there. He just they were ready. Techno was, you know, just
Yo,
basically stationed to
bhai,
say, you
kya
know what?
haal hai
He's gonna come on the
Jyot?
flank. You take care of
कैसा
only
रहा
him. We'll do the
आपका
rest.
giveaway? यार
Yeah,
मुझे लगा आप मुझे
I mean,
जिता दोगे यार मुझे भाई
Crystal kind of played hero role for GE for a minute there, but Orangutan handled the retake really well.
A similar setup here. This time around, they're more focused on C, Global Esports. There's Orangutan playing a bit of a default, holding on every angle, and they're just waiting for Global Esports to make their push. TC spots Yudo. He's a little antsy about peeking that no, holds his discipline, gonna not give up anything here. And GE have completely committed to the C site here, and it seems like they've made the wrong grade. It is, of course, their eco, so it's not gonna be too much of trouble. They could just go back and try to drop as many weapons as possible on the flank. But the biggest problem that's going to be for them is actually DC sitting outside garage. Free site available for OG. They're going to get the plant pretty much around as well, I presume. Unless, of course, a great flank comes in from Global Esports. Not going to be the case. DC doing a bit of an explorating mission here. They might just be able to find one. Nope, he just gets slapped right in the face. All right.
That's neon. That's neon for you. Question is, can we get more? No slide this time.
Oh, Venka, close angle. It's going to be easy for him to pick off at least two. He does get okay. That was a little. I think he kind of fat fingered that. Shot it straight in the face. But it's going to be one more. GE. Oh, my God. Patrick, cool. Patrick, what?
Oh, bye.
Patrick, how?
Hey man, anything you can do, we can do better, or at least as well, I suppose. We'll take the thrifty after the pistol round loss.
I'm actually not sure why Wenka shot that. I'm pretty sure he fat fingered the right click there.
100%. Yeah, it's
really unfortunate.
Unlucky.
The fact that G capitalized so quickly on just that one little, you know, bullet push was incredible. And, you know, Patrick, of course, making it all happen.
Yo,
Now it'd be
bhai,
interesting
kya?
'cause
Oh,
a
bhai.
lot of times for like these younger
like
players,
at
it
that
just takes,
level,
like,
one
they
missed
feel
click,
like, oh yeah,
and
I can just shoot.
you
these
lost
guys,
a whole
right?
week.
Right? I mean, let's be honest. Patrick has been a little bit more
And
than Patrick Howe this game.
Yeah.
And
fuck. Oh, bro, caught off guard.
maybe he just needs a round to wake up.
Yeah, probably that was the round as well. Hell of a little bit, question mark moment. They're just walking in with his knife towards the B side, expecting nobody to actually be peeking that angle. Good aftershock does give a chunk of damage to Hoax. He's got a 20, and Wenka doing exactly the same thing that Patrick did. Gets one, but now it's on to Yuno to trade that back. He's given a bunch of damage himself. Hoax gonna be found here. GE flooding into the side from that A-link. They've gotten positions. They're gonna go stick on that defuse. And it's gonna be Patrick saying, I can do it as well. This time with the Guardian. The securing the round there got a little scary towards a certain point when Venka got that first kill onto
Yo,
Kelly.
what's up? क्या हाल है भाई
They secure it
कैसा है?
really well, coming that triple flood on from A-Link. And of course, Patrick, like you said, Elevate, the minute that first round comes in where he can feel, okay,
Bro, all बस भाई.
it seems like he's got the confidence to run into their faces.
Both looking good, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
OG has
hopefully.
been playing
I
good as
mean,
well.
Again, though, it's just.
और बस
every
भाई
round
क्या हाल है
with
भाई
Neon
guys
with a
10
shotgun,
लोग देख रहे हैं
it's
8
starting to feel
लाइक
like that shamer,
लाइक
but
ठोक
I'm
दो
telling you,
ज़्यादा
it's
कुछ क्या मांग रहे हो
You
लाइक का
cannot
बटन
take
दिख
eco
रहा है
rounds
दबा दो
lightly. It's one
किसने
gun,
like नहीं है
800 credits or 850 or whatever it is.
Yep.
It's scary. It's a scary thing to have in the game right now.
भाई ये लोग बक्की को 1100 कटना है लग
Patrick
रहा
still got the
है
Guardian, but he's got his ultimate as
1100
well,
हो जाएगी
and he's gonna trigger it out. Secure corner, Patrick again! He misses the corner, but Tekno will be taken out thanks to the aftershock. That was a
Spike
great
down
setup
A.
eventually. Even if he didn't take that corner, he was gonna get taken out there.
वो
And
उसने
only
aftershock की
48
वजह से check नहीं किया
hits
but still
has
check
been
किया था भाई
successful, barring the two players that they've lost, and they've even got the spike in their hands at the moment.
Still nice
Yeah,
position
okay, we come in.
okay 1.1 आया
2v1.
oh let's go
Good reinforcement by you to come over there.
तो
man.
क्यों टाहू lol
Got the information that everybody was
flawless
there.
retake that
Came to join the
हाँ
fight
ना
and cleans it up.
वहाँ पे वो वेंका से
Man,
फैट
you could see
फिंगर
the
हो गया
minute they
भाई
won that eco round,
हिला नहीं
it's
स्विंग
almost
नहीं
like
किया
they
ना
turned
सामने
up,
वालों ने
you know,
स्विंग किया
the
एंड बस उसकी
velocity,
गोली
got
चल
it
गई
straight up
वो
there.
भी लेफ्ट क्लिक नहीं राइट क्लिक गलती
And,
से
you know, it's
आवाज
been
सुन के
amazing
समझ में
so
आता
far
है
these last 3 rounds. Once again, Patrick.
एंड जैसे ही वो राइट
needed
क्लिक हुई
to
और बक्की
give a
takes a
little bit of
second now for
attention
the
to his
second shot
corner
it's not like
checking,
that
even though it was
they
covered
just
off by Kelly
swing
as
कर
his,
दिया सीधा and they
aftershock,
got him down
still
and
something that needs to be,
Patrick did
you know, making
what
sure that
Patrick
he
does
it well. Once again, that A side, like I mentioned, OG love exploiting and working that A side both on their attack and defense. This time, they've just walked in towards short here, and I'm not sure
Yeah, timing is
they're
nice.
going to expect 5 here.
Sun is ready Venka is there no pause आया pause hello
5 here.
Ooh,
okay मेरा issue नहीं है
the right timing here.
I'm not sure what's happening, but we do have a lot going on.
हाँ ये उनका issue है okay
You can't cast off the sound? Okay, listen. I heard a shotgun. I'm pretty sure I heard Neon die. I'm not sure who's winning right now, but I'm gonna just guess that
Okay.
GE
that's a
Come
YouTube
out.
issue I guess देखो ना YouTube कितना
with
लाख
at least
कर रहा
even numbers.
है और guys क्या हाल है
Last
कैसे हो
player
everybody in
standing.
chat that was a golden scene why YouTube I know right guys can we get few likes yo welcome to the stream deathmatch what's up welcome by good news है क्या बताओ कौन कर रहा है पता नहीं भाई कौन से वीडियो ने ऑल टैप कर दिया भाई I think pause आएगा tech pause आएगा there should be a tech pause कैसे कर सकते हो आप फाइनल जीत गए I'm back और
We're not
बनने
launched, we're not heard, right?
okay it's back YouTube पे इशू था क्या देख के आते हैं
Holding position.
no okay broadcast video था okay hello bye hello कैमरामैन ने ऑन टैप कर दिया ना
Apologies, guys. A little bit of a moment
दो
there
BO3
of,
जीते
technical
फाइनल
issue,
में
but
दो
we're back.
BO3
We should
कैसे
be
था
starting
Careful
the
there.
game right off the bat, and as you can see, GE
Techno is
did
also
win
playing.
that last round.
yeah Techno is the woman na
Flawlessly, we heard. It
Yeah.
looked dangerous, but it was a flawless victory. So
Techno started good
we'll take it.
Apologies from the production behalf, ladies and gentlemen, but we are.
कोई alt F10
set.
कर दो भाई, alt F10 कह के दिखा देना बाद में.
It seems like Emmy has Fat Finger remix there, but he's really sorry for it, and he's making sure that it continues on good pace now. As Global Esports 2 want to keep pressing on their pace, take a little bit of a info peek on towards outside garage, give a little bit of util, and that's gonna pull off OG to actually come and re-clear that area. They've been doing that really well this game as well. They've been on the re-clear for so long.
Oh my
And
god,
look at
he's
this,
on
DC
cam.
and Yudo just standing right next to each other across
Are
the
you
wall.
sure, like,
towards
वो
A
अगर
short,
वो walk
waiting for
किया?
the first one to make the move. As Global Esports
Nobody
now
agrees.
re-clearing the area that OG first went to, and this flank could be everything.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a trip here. So as long as DC stays alive, this could be a very weird timing where if DC peeks and dies.
Oh no, it's gonna be Yudo who peeks and dies. He went to check it out.
Oh,
Hooks!
Hooks!
Hit
Hooks!
OG worked
Oh my
that
god, Hooks
perfectly.
gets
Ready for the
two.
flank, ready for anything
Spike
coming
planted.
their way
Oh,
this
समझा.
round.
Oh,
That tripwire was everything. DC staying alive, like you
W.
mentioned, Elevate, the longer he stayed alive, that tripwire was causing a nuisance to Global Esports. They had to break it. And the minute it was broken, they committed 3 players to go and make sure that the flank just was not going to amount to anything. And that's left Kelly alone
Cameraman
now
time to get a PC
in
upgrade.
this 1v4. He's going to have to save this weapon, but this should give him a little bit more time to actually discuss
कुछ
what's
block
going
तो नहीं
on.
हुआ ना?
And I'm actually, I mean,
kill
you
feed
know,
block हो रहा है क्या?
curious if
Screen
at
पे ये
all
बताओ.
Juvi's actually going to call in a timeout anytime here.
kill feed
You know,
block
to
हो रहा है
maybe
तो मैं
give a
इसको
little
डाल
bit of insight
दूंगा.
as to what he's seen that could be different, what they can do separately in the upcoming rounds.
Yeah, not sure honestly. I think really you just want to use timeouts if you hear something bad in the comms, or if you don't hear your IGL or team like talking about the right things. If he doesn't call a timeout, it must mean that the comms are fine. And yeah, I mean this is gonna be just kind of a grinder of a map.
ये पैसे लेके सपोर्टर बन के बुली करने की कुछ अलग है भाई.
Absolutely.
So I'm getting out on the first
9 and 9 so far. Of course,
first round
ultimates
to the
available on
second.
both sides
W
here.
right,
Hunters
let's
3
go.
for
That's
both of
That's
them.
what we like.
Revealing area.
It could be pretty much game changer. A once again taken control of by Global Esports here. Denied by just 1 flash and 1 stun. Patrick's gonna keep that in control alongside his teammate as OG now explore garage, and you've got no tripwire stopping them, but there is a camera spotting their cross. Yudo, he has been really vital for his team so far. Needs 1 more round to maybe just go that way. Kelly, he's expecting to see hit. He's got his stun open. Gonna be jumping on the contact. The stun comes in, and there comes the Hunter 3 as well. Crystal connecting the first. Is not gonna get
gaya.
connected.
Spike is down.
Peel it off, but Helef will go down to Yudo's
वापस
Vandal
लगा
instead. And OG have been
Okay,
stopping their
like-
tracks. They've lost their main control initiator.
I think
The Spike's
I
down
think
in a
Observer
bit of an
needs to
awkward
upgrade
position
his
as
PC,
well.
guys.
So retrieving that's going to be priority, but they do
That's a
have
claw mission.
the Omen ult to secure it. So Tekno's going to be able to
That's
pick
a
it up.
joke, but
1-for-1
okay,
trade once
1-for-1
again
trade,
outside
but
C.
they have
He's
the
taking
spike
control
now.
of, and now they're
That's
heading actually
like-
in towards A
Oh!
side. Spike's going to be picked up. No problem at that.
30 seconds left.
But do they know
Ooh,
Poppy's
Poppy could have a
position?
crazy timing, yeah. He
Oh
could
my
have a
god,
crazy timing.
Papi. Papi chulo.
They seem to expect that somebody is probably playing long though, so he's gonna hold the space.
They do have Venka's ultimate, and he's on heaven. He could cause a lot of trouble being in this position. It's all about checking it. They are going to check. The first peek comes through. Venka's gone down to 47. The stun comes through. He's going to hold him off for a second, but he's going to have
Bro,
to
but
just
kya
tuck
fall
in
back tha,
behind the
only
green
slide
boxes.
can do that,
Recon's
bhai.
out. DC's been found. It's going to be a bit of a firefight here.
Venka.
Venka gets the first. He's still
Oh!
right, and he gets Crystal at the right time.
Last player.
Global Esports crumbling to pressure as they just cannot find a break
OG
as to
played that
where
perfectly,
exactly it
bro.
needs to
That's
be.
just Venka, bhai. That's just pure
Again,
Venka.
this timing here, OG, well in control, and
Credit
there
card
it is,
info
Juvenile
बताओ अभी देता
calls the
party.
timeout.
Good sponsors.
Yeah, I think
PC
deservedly
per
so.
cause.
I mean, that was around the
Yeah.
global should have won. Once
Itte hi
once
nahi hua.
Venka didn't get that kill, Heaven, and Patrick took that space, got him down to 45 health. That should have been a pretty easy collapse. I think Poppy was a little bit late and long, and also Crystal was just like
Falcon कब
in
खेलेगा ऐसे?
the open with utility.
जब मैं
which
वापस
is
18
very
साल का हो
rare.
जाऊंगा और मैं 40-70 का
So,
मतलब अच्छा पीसी लेके
yeah, I
बैठूंगा
mean, just
और
kind of
वापस
a
टाइम
couple
मिलेगा
of
मुझे.
mistakes timing wise,
पता
and
नहीं
also
16 का हो
just
जाऊंगा तब से
positioning,
ट्रेंड
which
कर देना.
is, you know, it's like
सालो.
basic stuff that you shouldn't really be doing, but
Yeah.
these
भाई
things
उस
happen,
टाइम भाई
especially when the
बच्चों में
team is
अलग
kind of
टाइप
like
के
feeling
रिफ्लेक्स
the
होते हैं
pressure
भाई.
at the
नहीं
moment.
होगा भाई. Not everybody can be papi chulo.
Well, Global Esports, they have now got a lot of thinking to do. What Juvi's actually going to be, giving them instructions is going to be seen in the upcoming rounds. They do have a buy. That's not going to be a problem. They've got the money for it. But if they end up, kind of conceding in this, it's going to be a little bit trouble for the economy. 3 players, yep, they do have money. I think maybe one more round possible, but they shouldn't be looking at losing this round anyway, for that matter. And they've got a good set of ultimates as well to utilize in this round.
Yeah, so does Orangutan though. So this is one where who comes out of this with the ult advantage
चलो
is kind
गए
of
पहुंच
going to
गए
dictate
आता
the end of
स्ट्रीम
this
पे
map, I
आके.
think.
बाय बाय के भाई.
It's that first round, the pistol round that they did. They're
इतना
going to
भूल गया
keep
है
control of
दिखाना.
B, but they're actually going to walk out this time because no
यार
contact.
कार्नेज को क्यों भूल जाता है भाई
DC
जिन तू.
holding a pretty passive position, just going to make sure that Garage isn't being
बेचारा.
pushed upon. And
बेचारा
they've set up
कार्नेज.
Patrick in a pretty deep position. They're going to let him stay there as
हाँ तुम
he's
दोनों
going to
का
have his
अपना
own just
interaction
kind
नहीं
of,
होता.
bait out for him as much as possible. And OG, will they clear this angle is the question, as Hoax is actually trying to fake out towards C, and that's actually pulled off Killius towards there.
Yeah,
Oh.
pretty much no information for either team.
He saw. The fallback किया.
Patrick's actually gone away from there. He wasn't spotted, but he heard some sounds and he's gonna get away. And now they know, that there's only one
Push from
player that's been
Unicon is
spotted.
massive.
Yeah, he's
This
cleared
push
out
is
C.
everything.
B seems to be the call. A right now is going to be where G currently sit, but OG, they will get the site pretty much for free. But here comes the ultimate, and now Patrick's job to actually get in and force them out of this. The floods come in, but the flash is amazing from Techno. Hero cut out of the open. DC's gonna find him from outside garage.
Boy, hello?
The trades are going in, but GE ready for
Trades,
everything.
bro, that
As they
aftershock
flood
trade
into the
was
site,
so
force the
important.
spike to be dropped.
1-for-1 trade आया, but
Time
because of
is
the
against
aftershock.
OG here.
Standing.
They
10
cannot do
seconds left.
anything. A really chaotic run. I couldn't even really see what clearly was happening on that B site. But
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
The crucial thing was that the spike was stopped from being planted, because after the breach ult, Omen still got in there and looked like Techno was trying to plant, or not Techno, sorry, somebody else was trying to plant.
Yeah.
But I think it was stopped like just before the spike went down, and at that point the round kind of became irrecoverable. But it's a massive round for GE. Obviously, investing the breach ult there, but getting the Hunter's Fury in response is a pretty good trade.
yeah, absolutely. They've taken out a little bit more cash as well, but OG still going to be, I'm pretty sure, easy to buy up in this round. And while Euro's push, of course, did give them quite a bit of information, I think that was actually what won them the round, eventually. Because if he hadn't pushed out C, they would have still been confused about whether or not this is going to be, an open hit on any part of the map. But for now, it seems that OG have actually gotten the C side pretty convincingly. Udo's gone back and he's going to wait for the flank to come in here. Aftershock to stop them, but it's not going to. Patrick's going to swing out, force them to, kind of go in towards Garage here. They clear out the left side, but the Rolling Thunder comes in to stop this flank. And OG now need to push in CT. Udo's going to get one. That's the only trade. Four-man flank. Can they actually make this retake happen?
Oh!
That time is crazy.
Patrick!
They need to get in and start the season here soon.
Oh my god.
Last player standing.
Crystal, papi chulo. Oh bhai, very
Incredibly
fucking close,
patient
bro.
there to make sure that they don't really lose players on that
Why,
flank.
how
Because I
did
feel like if they
Patrick
had
kill-
lost Patrick Hu there, it would have been really difficult for them to actually flood into the side the way they did. That
Yeah,
back
absolutely. I
lane
mean-
gave them everything.
That is like vintage Patrick Hu right there. That's what we want to see from him more often. It's like really well controlled aggression. Like he's taking space from them. He's putting tons of pressure, but he's not going too far. And it's a really, really fine line to tread. And for an 18-year-old, it's definitely something that he's going to have to just like constantly work on this year. But that was a great example of what he can do as a player.
Absolutely. Yudo waiting for the camera to be popped in from DC, but it's not going to be the case. They're just going to walk out towards Garage. It seems like they're going to set up Wenka to actually slide in, while GE have completely cleared off a main. Yudo needs to get away. There comes the ultimate, but he's going to be caught out. Wenka too quick.
Man.
Broken
That
indeed.
ult, man. Just insta-gives him after the classic shot. Alright, we're going to have to scrap for another one. Crystal's low too.
They can wait
Not
out
looking good
the
for
ult.
GE.
Ult khatam.
Good decision for them to kind of wait out for Wenka's ult to actually kind of expire. Stun's gonna hold them back just a little bit longer. Utility being put down here, but Wenka,
nice
he's
ult.
done. Default
Nice
outside,
ult.
recon perfect.
Techno.
Techno's gonna get a trade though.
Wenka!
Still finds one,
Last
and
player
GE
standing.
11-11.
not in the right position to find those trades for themselves.
11-11.
Somehow,
यो
Wenka was
तेरा
stunned.
बड्डी
Recon, and he's
कैसा
still
भाई
one kill
वीर
there.
रोनन आजा
It's
विसी
not
आजा
supposed to happen.
उधर ही बैठा हुआ
Yeah,
उधर ही
great
बैठा
timing
हुआ
by Techno. I mean, he just hit the time perfectly, came out one tap,
कैसा भाई
and that was kind of the round because he broke up the retake at just the perfect time.
Well,
Listen,
yeah. Go.
I'll take a long map one. We need as much practice as we can get. We haven't trimmed for like 3 days because the guys have been moving to Korea. So, you know, give us more
So
rounds.
operator is out.
Fair,
Okay.
fair enough. We need to play as many rounds as possible. You know, get the nerves heated up. Make sure we're ready for the next couple of days as well. But hey, it's of course this is not the end of it, right? We've got one more map, maybe two, if at all. It comes in, so we've got a pretty great day ahead of us still. Once again, that A side going to be taken control of. The stun's going to deny OG any form of contact as they set up the off here. Oh, it's falling, and that's going to give him a great
DC,
piece of
DC,
kill.
made a
He's going to take
huge
out DC,
huge.
and that's going to bar any backlines being held by OG. Now the pushes can be done even more faster, and that's going to actually force OG to actually, run into the B site because they need now form of map control, having lost DC. And Venka, a little too aggressive, but he's ready for it. Saw the knee.
Toxic
Hell
इंसान
yes,
ज़्यादा
gonna
नहीं
be
बन
taken out,
रहा
and that's going to be the trade that they needed.
We got breach
Yeah, another scrappy round here. Good playmaking by Venka to capitalize the gap there. It looked like Kelly had it, but Venka
they
was too
सोचे कि नहीं
fast.
कोई garage पे
This
हुआ है
guy-
ओह देख लिया
He's looking for another opportunity.
Oh, here we go. We've got Patrick with his own ultimate here. Yudo's taking out Hella, and good
Techno.
He takes him out. The flash is amazing, but he's gonna get traded off. Yudo wants to secure this round no matter what. He's got Crystal to support him. Close recon clears it out, but Hoax is in the lower end of the map here. Stun's gonna prevent them. They're going out for the fight here. Thank God. Gets traded off.
Oh!
He's still with the clutch once again. Oh,
I
my
thought it was
God,
GG.
Man, these rounds are. Hey, I'm just. Gonna put it out there. This is the first game, first map of the first, first time this team's playing, and I'm already
Match
stressed out.
point.
I mean, strap in. Strap in. This is going to be a long season.
Well, I hope it is, man. I hope we play more than just, the regular season games. I want to be more stressed, if we're going to Masters. I would love to be stressed at
It
Masters
looked like
or
you-
at Champions. That's where we want to be
Thank
stressed. But yeah, timeout here from OG. Great. Honestly, they did a good job of getting the trades that they did. But that final clutch from Crystal was everything. Hoax maybe should have stood and fought there. I'm not sure why he decided to just kind of walk away into the cubby corner. And that kind of actually gave Crystal what he needed, the perfect fight against Venka, and then a retreating Hoax that he killed off right in transition. And now
No,
match
1v2
point,
को
RG
1v1 बना दिया उन लोगों ने 1v1
I would run away from Crystal too. Apparently, this guy was like #2 ranked Muay Thai fighter of his age group in like all
Really?
of Russia or something like that. Apparently,
Wow.
yeah, he's supposed to be a beast at throwing fists. So I can't fault orangutan for trying to duck and hide there at the end.
I'm out of here.
Well, fair enough. I'm gonna make sure I avoid any, words around Crystal. He's the GOAT. Simple as that, Crystal. If you're gonna be watching this after the game, you are the GOAT. I would love an autograph. Please don't punch me if I say something about your place. interesting turnaround here. C side being pressured this time. And OG
Guys,
in a
Hindi
bit
में
of
देख रहा है क्या
a,
अगला game?
weird buy. Of course, it is the last round. They didn't really have economy, and there's the first pick.
There.
Could be the beginning of the end. Spike's been picked up, but just about a second. Patrick could not manage that kill there, but that's forced OG to run into the A side, where they've got Udo and Poppy waiting for them. He's gonna be stunned. Gets away from it as well. Doesn't
By
really
the
come in any shouted steps.
trade-off
Now
covers,
he
man.
will. But OG really keen on pushing this corner, it seems.
Yeah, this is a nice work call. Sort of like a
I know
reinforcement
exactly.
of
Okay, 1 for 2 at least. Still
numbers advantage
number
for
for
GE is to close this one out.
G.
Yeah, Patrick was on the flank as soon as the Emerald have revealed.
Oh,
that he
but
decided
Spike
to
is
just
going
trail
C?
back towards A-Link. But the Spike is actually traveling towards C right now. They're gonna just let DC do all the dirty work, but they've not spotted him. They've actually not spotted him.
Yeah.
He's gonna
Oh!
peek out. Oh my god, DC!
Cage trigger.
Okay, I really didn't expect him to win that duel, but that makes it a 2v2. And
Ye
it's gonna
kill
open up the
feed atka
C
hai na,
side.
wait.
This confirms for GE that 100% is gonna be the A hit, but no, DC's gotten away, and Helif will get a free plant here. It's gonna be a retake on the opposite side of Haven for Global Esports to secure map 1.
Yeah, all right, let's see. Kelly's and Crystal were the
Okay.
first sort of like
Okay.
duo that Juvenile and
Hello.
played together when we first
so nice.
started the team. They were like week 1. These guys were duo queuing, so let's see if they got the
Mazedaar.
magic.
Way too
They do
close
have
for
a
the
lot of
first
util.
map,
They've
right?
got a bunch of stuff available for Kelly as they've cleared off the site pretty much
Hello.
completely. So now this is confirmed either garage or long. A tap, making sure that they clear it. Cubby, stun from Helif. He's gonna swing out of the back of that. It's gonna be a
Last
1v1
player
now.
standing.
It's a Cypher against the Breach. The stun is perfect.
He
It's
knows
not gonna
half
give him
Kaldega.
anything more. He can at least half defuse this. He's gonna take the
up
fight.
and
Kelly
Oh!
to clutch it out as the IGL secures.
Oh my
13
god, भाई
for
कैसे
GG.
last 2 round
It
भाई
came
रोनिन
down
ने
all
कैसे
the way to
निकाली
the wire,
जी
but
OG
map
भाई
one,
kind
as
of.
long as it could be
They did
played.
not play bad, but
Regulation was played out completely as
last
Global
second
Esports will
through, right.
secure Haven.
Hey, let's go. We'll take our first official map win. It was not the cleanest game I've ever seen, but at the same time, it's still a W, and that means that we're up 1 map, which
Yep.
means that we have the opportunity to kind of close this one out as a clean 2-0. But I don't know. I mean, great game from Orangutan as well. Venka obviously stand out with the kills on the Neon, but overall, all of OG played quite well. Like I said, their proactivity was really nice.
No,
They
Techno
were
and
definitely catching
only Techno and
GE
DC
sleeping
had
quite a bit.
pulse bloods
on
on side of OG.
So I think we have to be ready for that
Yep.
going forward in the series. You know, can't sleep on this team at all.
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest, things that you could take away from this game is even that when we looked at the scoreboard, right? You saw, there were G players at the top. Just Wenka, of course, he's on the top. The rest of the G team was actually doing well. But it goes to the fact to show that, the kills
He got stunned.
for the first, probably first 15 rounds were not as effective for
Like,
Global Esports.
he got
OG
वहाँ
were
पे है
really
1 for
solid
1 trade,
playing as a
2v2
team
है,
in that first
1 for
half.
1 trade आया,
In the second,
1v1 है,
they thanked Venka for
उसने
a
after
great
shot
job.
उसने
He was
stun किया,
doing all the
he
brunt work for
cannot
them.
swing that
Even
fast,
though he
उसने
actually
half
had
किया,
no
ठीक है,
first bloods in this game,
अब
which is
उसने
kinda
टैप किया,
surprising.
he
That's crazy.
needs to swing, उसको नहीं
That's
पता,
crazy.
क्योंकि उसको पता है
A lot
half
of the work, of
पक्का
course,
किया करके,
seems to be done by
and वो
Techno
jump ही
and
किया,
DC.
अंदर आया,
The only players who
उसने
actually
देखा,
gotten the first blood
he
for
swung,
their team.
he went tap, फिर
but
सलाह खो दे.
it's actually surprising when you look at the scoreboard, and if you didn't see the actual scoreline of the game, you would actually think that G won this on a more, stronger level. It seems like it will be a 13-7 game, considering they've got 4 players, getting the number of kills that they've gotten.
Yeah, I mean, there were definitely quite a few mistakes from GE. Obviously, winning 16 out of the first duels and only winning 13 rounds is not great as far as the conversion goes. But I mean, it was just a good game back and forth. Lots of sort of like small moments and timings that were taken that pulled the momentum one way or the other. Right? We saw multiple
And that's
thrifties. We saw a lot of good
that.
rounds that were looking like they were going to go one way, and then one player would make a really nice play.
हाँ
to
तो
pull it back
टैप
the
पे
other way.
वाइड स्विंग पे ही खाया ना.
So yeah, it makes me excited for map 2.
So he needs
it's
to
going to
swing.
be probably a similar type of game, right? Because Sunset is a
और वो
very
भी
long
वाइड
map
गया
at
था,
this
तो वो
point,
अंदर जाता है
but
तो
comps
उसका
are
एंगल
very
दिखा
similar.
रही. One tap.
It's going to be another map where you got to
तो
default,
थोड़ी ना सामने लाग दिया भाई.
and proactivity is very, very important to kind of like close the map down and make sure you've got the rotations in the right spot.
Hello.
Agreed. Well, we're gonna see hopefully a lot more of that on Sunset. We've got it, of course, coming up next. Honestly, even though Global Esports did win this game, and they might have momentum going into the second one, maybe to kind of pick it up a lot more, give themselves more leeway to be more proactive. But I
हाँ ना भाई
seriously
कौन
do hope that
डायनेमिक भाई
even this
मैंने तो
game
कभी
is
चैट में
gonna
नहीं देखा
give
भाई
us a bit more of a fight. We see a war between these two teams because it's been honestly it's been entertaining, right? It's been really entertaining between these two teams. A lot of what OG have been doing has actually challenged Global Esports in a good way to maybe rectify those things when you guys check these games afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like the only thing that matters
You're
from an
too
end-to-end
high.
now into the team is winning during the season, right? I know
और जो भाई क्या हाल है
obviously we want to win every match. We want to win these matches.
Yep.
We don't want. I mean, I'm just gonna be
हाँ
straight up. We don't want to be the team that came out and picked no Indian players and lose to an Indian team. That's not a good look for us, right? I can be
Yeah.
very honest with you guys. And so
हम लोग muted उस
we,
clip पे
especially
totally.
because we trialed Benko, we trialed Techno, right? Like we
Can I
pick people over them, right? For this team, and so if
Yes,
they beat
yes.
us,
Yeah.
it's not a good look.
Absolutely.
And I can be honest about that.
और
But
बताओ
at
जी
the
क्या
same
हाल है
time, the results of this have zero
जीने लगा है
bearing
और क्या हुआ है
on what our year is going to be, right?
Absolutely.
And
I
so
agree.
every game is just an opportunity to learn and get better.
वही वैसे ही
Well,
होना
let's have a
चाहिए
look and
F
hear
it
from the
भाई
coach himself.
पाओ
Chewy,
मत
what are your thoughts about this game? Please tell us, what do you think?
Yeah, man, it was obviously a close match.
जाते वक्त क्या
You know,
हुआ
first game jitters, stuff like that.
जाते
You know,
वक्त क्या
dub's
हुआ
dub, bro. I don't really care how you get the dub as long as you win, bro. Tell you right now, when the record in the season, if we get a win, 2-1, it's 16, 18 every single match. No one's gonna care as long as the record says W.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
There were a lot of times though we noticed that the team, even though they were getting the frags that they were supposed to, they were caught out in positions at times where OG kind of forcefully put them in. Did you expect them to be this proactive, be this aggressive, and kind of push you back?
Yeah, I mean, I told
क्या
you. I
हुआ
watched
क्या
their
कल
matches
रात को
with
मेरे
Jordan.
जाने के बाद में
I mean, they're obviously good, and they play the right way. They do the right things. Like I'm telling you, just from watching one icebox, I can tell you that they're an organized team. Like whoever their coach is, definitely understands the game, and they understand the game as a whole. But end of the day,
देखो कैसे पता stop
yeah,
करने
man.
लगे
Like we talked about this already pregame. Jin
हाँ
only beat R&T 13-2.
what the
So if
fuck
we win this 13-11 at the end of the season, we make 2 Masters and a Champions. I'm good, bro. I don't care about the off season 13-11.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
What did you
Yeah.
what did you say in that timeout? Because
Yeah, I
the
was gonna
switch
ask that.
got flipped a little bit after that one.
मैंने अभी तक खाया नहीं क्योंकि मैं स्ट्रीम के लिए
to
लेट
just
हो
play
गया था
aggressive.
भाई
Just stop being pussy. Stop being afraid to be aggressive.
All right.
Word.
I mean,
And-
it kind of worked out, didn't it?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
who
We
called
definitely
that
started
last
playing more
round? That
confident.
last round was nice.
That last time was okay. We called time. They had a timeout, right?
वाह भाई
So the right before then,
Yeah.
I called to do the whatchamacallit play. Our slide
We
play.
can just call it that.
Yeah.
That'll be the name of it. Watch McCall play.
Yeah, I mean, I told you I'm bad with names, even strat names. They knew what I meant, and they ran it the right way. We did good. Everything worked out perfect. And so yeah, it was good.
All right. Well, we've got
क्या
another
रनिंग बोल
map
रहा तू
coming up,
जिंदा
Sunset. Maybe they're going to be playing the Neon once again. I'm not quite sure. I'm just going to have a quick look at what they have recently played. They've got an interesting comp there as well. I think actually it's a pretty much exact same comp. They're going to be playing the Breach, Neon, Cypher, Omen. So that's the last one they played in the previous tournament. And what do we expect? Are you ready for them to be the same proactive OG self, or are you guys going to try to push them back the same way?
Well, first off, I don't trust anything you say anymore because you told me they play Fnatic comp, and that was not Fnatic comp.
Hey,
But
hey.
no, in all reality, yeah, I expect them to play the same meta comp because that's that is the meta. And I think we're gonna be playing better this game. Like we started playing better towards the end of that match. They obviously had some nice clutches. We had a couple mistakes still. But I think we'll be playing better on the Sunset. And I think hopefully make the fans happy.
Well, we're waiting for the same as well. It has been a pretty close game so far. Tell me one good thing that you think OG have done that kind of you feel like threw the team off. What was the one good thing that OG did?
Bro, I'll tell you right now, Hoax impressed the heck out of me. I thought Hoax was very good. He had a bunch of 2Ks. He seemed like he was hard to trade. He had some good util usage in general. So yeah, I think just in general, I mean, the talent is definitely there. I mean, Techno, Hoax, and Vinka, I think are all really, really good players. And yeah, like they're like I said, their overall play style is you know what I feel like is quote unquote the correct way to play.
Right.
Tell Crystal, nice clutch.
Yeah, nice
Hey,
clutch.
he
Yeah.
saved us. He saved us there, bro. He saved. Not gonna lie, he saved us.
Hopefully, you know, these kind of situations don't pop up too often. We're gonna need one player to end, you know, stand up and clutch. But Elevate, we spoke about this as well. You know, there was a lot of the rounds
Oh, bhai.
were not
Oh, wow, bhai.
particularly clean. You know, because they were caught out in positions where OG were peeking out at the right time to actually find them off guard. Like for example, that round just before when Juvenile
देख अगर
called out the
छह गोली में
timeout,
अगर बंदा नहीं
when,
मर रहा है तो वो
I
तेरे को
think
मार
it
ही
was
देगा.
Patrick
Don't worry
as
about
well
that.
as Crystal, who were caught off guard on Heaven with Venka taking that double kill. A lot of these times, Patrick also
पहले वाला
went
clip
without
दिखाई दी.
checking corners. So, what are some things that you saw in this game that you think need to be fixed, apart from, of course, the corner checking?
Abyss था.
Definitely, you're
me.
elevated.
And that's for Elevate.
Elevated.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, listen, I kept saying this during the cast. Patrick, who is he's a noob. He's an absolute noob, and he's gonna have to make a bunch of mistakes and learn from them, and that's just how it is. You know, like we saw some moments of brilliance from him as well. His movement is so crazy on the neon. He's doing a lot of crazy things for us, and he's fearless no matter what. Sometimes he's too fearless, and he's got to figure out where that line is.
Coach, we spoke about this, Juvie, as well, right?
छह
You know, when
गोली
we were
leg
having
पे
a
मारा तो
conversation,
छोड़ ही दे.
you told me that Patrick, you know, he's
एक आध
got
लगे
that
पहुंच
potential,
जाए. छह
but
गोली तू
slight
पैरों पे
little
मारा तो
tweaks
मतलब
here and there. Have you got somebody in game, like, you know, kind of who's looking after him? Have you, you know, told somebody like Poppy or Crystal, you know what, you know, just kind of, you know, just stay along with him, you know, be a buddy system for him, or is Patrick allowed to do what he wants and he kind of tell the team?
It's a little bit of Kelly sort of directing him, and then in general, like this goes for anybody on any team. Like you follow the blue-haired character, just stay next to the blue-haired character. Where he goes, you go, and that goes for our entire team. And that's how, you know, the scaling, trading, all that stuff needs to work. But yeah, it was not clean play. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, like a dub's a dub. Though I honestly do not care if it was 13-11 or 13-3. It makes no difference to me.
Fair enough. All right. And now that we're heading on to Sunset, are you confident that you're going to finish this off with 2-0? Or are we going to see Pearl? Do you want to see Pearl?
Tua. I think it's good Tua.
All right.
And as I said, I think you'll see a better GE on this map. First map, too. This is the first time we've played together in any kind of official, and even though it's not super duper official, this is the first time any kind of official we've been inside of, and you know, first game jitters is always a normal thing.
Agreed, absolutely. Thank you, Juvie,
Hey,
so
man,
much for joining us. We're going to let you get back to the team. All the best for Sunset.
Bye, guys.
See. क्या चल रहा है?
Well, Elevated, that was, I would say it was, you know, a difficult game to watch, especially if you were hoping for G to kind of, you know, do wonders here. But hey, like he said, 13-11, 13-1 doesn't matter. It is the first game as well. Literally the first ever time somebody's seeing these 5 players play together. You know, on
वो
the
तो
big
खाना
screen,
खाया.
especially,
तेरा
of course,
क्या
with all the
excuse है
stuff that's
बोलने भाई?
happening around
आज की
them.
stream की attendance क्या है भाई?
Sunset, what are your thoughts? Do you
मेरी stream
expect
की attendance
GE
भाई.
to close it out here?
डाला है Dick promotion में.
Yeah, I think we will. We've played a lot of Sunset. It's a map again that I think everybody understands how to play at this point. And I think it's a map that again kind of comes down to like very similar play
subscribe
patterns
करके
to what
notification
we
on
just
कर
saw
दे.
in Haven, right?
तो
Like
इनकी जरूरत ही नहीं
it's the
पड़ेगी.
A shutdown, and then you've got the anchor on B a lot of the
मेरी
time.
stream की attendance
The B
क्या है?
post plant stuff is definitely worse than it used to be, which is a good thing, but
अरे
it still
तू
kind of
चालू
exists.
कैसे? मुझे लगा तू अभी भी इस पे मुझे
And
notification
yeah,
नहीं
I
आई
mean,
थी.
it's a map that I've seen a huge amount of impact from Crystal on. I think that Crystal and Patrick, who are going to be my impact players in this map.
Well, we're going to find
बीच
out, ladies
बीच
and
में
gentlemen. We're
जाके
heading
एक आध बार लिखना
into
पड़ता है.
Sunset in just a couple of seconds. The agent select's going to be coming up as we speak, because we're going to see if OG, are they going to stick true to their word as they did before? Because last time they've played, hey, in my defense, they've played that, you know, Fnatic comp quite a few times, all right? I didn't know they're going to be throwing a curveball, right? Could be maybe here. Let's find out. Let's head into the agent select. What have OG got in store for us here?
I think it's going to be another mirror match, to be
ट्राई में
honest.
गेम में जाके
Although
performance
maybe
पे
we'll
जाके
see
वो
the
वे में
KO
बोल रहा
instead of the breach.
तो कल दिया
They
तो था
I
did
think
play
it's
the
gonna be
breach
a
in the
mirror match
previous
again.
iteration.
Oh, बोल
I mean,
Yeah,
they've
I
messed
mean,
around.
it's just
They've messed around with the KO, but the
Same
breach
comp.
is the most recent. And I think Hello's probably gonna go for the breach itself.
सेम
yeah.
कॉम
I mean,
चलता
it's
हुआ
just a good
वापस
comp on the map.
अभी मुझे
Obviously,
हेडफोन
Neon's
चाहिए
crazy,
ईयरफोन्स
and
अभी
breach
है
is a good
भाई
enabler.
बहुत पड़ी
So
कि
is
मैं
a
भी
good
ईयरफोन
enabler
से ही
for
तो कर
Neon
रहा
as
हूँ ना
well. And then
स्ट्रीम
Omen and Cypher
क्या
are just the
ड्राम
best
भाई
in the
ऐसे
slot.
बहाने
In their
होते हैं भाई
particular
स्ट्रीम ना
roles.
करने के
I think
लोगों
that again, like most meta comps, there's ways to attack this, but when you have a Neon that's in the current state, I mean, I personally, I like broken things. I think it's fun to play around with them in the meta, but when you've got a really strong character, you should just run the character a lot of the time.
Absolutely. What do you feel about ISO? Do you feel like ISO is still, kind of viable, or is he kind of, just kind of washed into the background? He had a really small meta era. Now he's,
तो मैं बोल रहा
he's
था
kind of
तेरे
being
को
picked
हल्का
a
सा
little more
लिटिल
or
से
less. What do you feel
चलेगा
about
एक
ISO?
मिनट म्यूट होता तेरे को
So
तो
I
हल्का सा
think the
लिटिल से
main
चलेगा
thing
ही
is that
हगना तो
every
वैसे भी है
agent
तेरे को
is
जिन है ना
viable in certain situations. I just
अभी
think
हाई
that what
रैंक
you
तो
give
है
up
नहीं
by playing an ISO
कि पहले
currently
सेकंड में सुना
is
नहीं तो
too
सीधा वन
much
टैप खा
on
जाओगे
most maps.
Okay.
And it's one of those agents where like you literally need to be dropping 30 kills.
थोड़े
Currently,
लोग तो
in
होंगे
the
तुम्हारे
current state of
सर्वर
the
में भी
agent in the meta, you
जो
have
उस
to
पे ही
get
खेल
30
रहे
kills in
होंगे
ISO. Otherwise, I'd rather play a different agent.
Fair enough.
Lord,
Well,
dude.
we're heading into sunset,
और Discord भी
and
join करना
you
देखो
just mentioned about that B side change, right? You saw the post plant has become a lot more worse, which is a good thing. Tell me about what you feel about that entire change. You've got those boxes now set up, which creates a lot more angles to check when you're coming on the retake. And stuff like that. The plant has been made a little bit easier. It's a little more, safer to get that plant down every time when you want to go to default. When it first came out, when you first saw it, what was your initial thought? What did you think about? How could it be played around? Is it more defensive friendly or is it more attack friendly still?
It's definitely defensive friendly, just because the attackers have to plant in a worse spot. And they're incentivized to play more on site, which on this map in the current meta is not great because you just get absolutely annihilated by utility when people retake. I think that, I mean, it's good. I kind of don't like this map, if I'm being honest. Like at first I liked this map quite a bit, but now I feel like it's getting a little bit stale and the play patterns are not that fun. I think that middle is kind of useless a lot of the time. And I like, basically here's the thing. If you see a team constantly splitting through market, they're probably going to lose the map, is basically what I've come to realize. If a team is constantly splitting through market, they're probably getting rolled. And so yeah, it's really like all about how you play around like the B main and A main control, and then utilize mid to some extent, but you can't rely on mid too much.
Do you feel like the current comp that both these teams are playing? You're the one who has a look at the win rate percentage. Have you seen any other comp be good at this map except for what we're seeing right now? What would you tweak or change in these 5 agents?
So I haven't looked at win rates since the Neon buffs, and that's sort of like the big gravitational pull in the meta right now. So I know there's other good comps. Like you can play Viper on this map, you can play Harbor on this map, you can play Astra, you can play Sage. Like we saw Paper X do some cool stuff on this map. They were the best Sunset team all of last year, and they were playing KO and Sage and some weird stuff. And so I assume that can probably still work also. But the main thing is that I think Raze is probably in the weakest state she's ever been in, and Neon is in the strongest state she's ever been in. And both agents are very good on a map like this, where the utility can like take up a huge chunk of the mains and get value a lot of the time.
They don't choose you boldly.
Yeah,
they choose
there's,
who's.
Dude, there's so many possibilities on every map because there's so many pieces that you can use. Like I would love to see some team run Yoru on this map.
भाई वो ये नहीं सोचते कौन है बोल्डी वो ये सोचते क्या बोलते हैं रॉनिन क्या कौन है उसको सपोर्ट करेंगे
in a while. I feel like Viper's really kind of fallen out of the
क्योंकि वो यहाँ पे भी होता है भाई हर दूसरे को सपोर्ट मिलता है मुझे छोड़ के
Astra got a 5th star, so Astra's got to be good now.
Yep, absolutely. I on me personally, I love Astra. I think You know, it's a really unique agent. It's a really great skill
वो
set.
सब ठीक
You
है
know,
बोल दिया
that
अभी
you
तक
need
अटेंडेंस
to
नहीं आई
move
है
yourself around. You need to find so much. You can do so much with Astra. It's almost, you know, like you've got a third initiator to play in. But hey, all that talk can be saved for
डाले
later.
भाई
Because
chat
right now
है
we've got mirror comps as the game's begun, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Global Esports in attack once again as they will be fighting for a 2-0. At the moment, seems like a bit of a default. They're kind of spread out towards both A and B.
क्या खाना नहीं हुआ क्या
Seemingly,
रोनिन
to
अटेंडेंस
be
लगाओ
the
वापस
point where they
भाई
want to first give up a bit of contact. Recon from Crystal towards B, man. Does give in a bit of sound cue.
Game
Shot
चालू
card. That's just good about touch DC. Brings him down to 80.
अपने थोड़ा गेम
Softens
पे
him up
ध्यान
a
दूंगा
bit, but that market
Yo,
is coming
dynamic,
in,
welcome
and they're
by
gonna run
Goldie.
straight in.
oh
Oh my god. Okay, that's just happened. All right, the counter stun from Helef was absolutely maniacal. It
देखा ना
got
तूने रोनिन
everybody, and the rest was
वो जो
just
सबसे
focused.
पहला बंदा मारा ना that is me वो मार किन
Like
को
I
रहा है
said,
लगा
I'll
किसको
repeat this hopefully never again while GE is playing. If a team is constantly splitting through market, they're probably not going to win this map. It is what it is. It's a tough. It's like the tiniest choke point on the entire map, and the other team has 2 stuns.
Yeah, Crystal's the only one left. He's gonna be stunned as well. There comes the flank. He's gonna get at least one. And that's all they find this round, Global Esports, apart from damage being dealt. But that round was really well read from OG. They were almost ready for it. They knew exactly what was going to happen the minute they saw G going to be entering in market. It was that stun was ready from Helef to just support his team. He got 5 assists in the first round itself.
Man, it's a good thing that assists don't count towards orbs. That would be a nightmare. For
भाई
GE.
रिप्ले भाई इंस्टेंट रिप्ले नहीं
Helef had
दिखाया
gotten
भाई
as much impact as he actually had in that round.
True. Well, Venka keen on deleting any sort of A control from Global Esports, but this one-way smoke's going to hold him off as Global Esports keen to actually regain that. The stun goes through, and that's going to allow Patrick to kind of get in towards elbow. He does have only a frenzy, no Bucky to this time kind of slide into their faces and one-tap them, as Venka's going to hold on to this elbow angle, and he's ready for the fight.
Pre-round he had the Bucky. Pre-round he had the Bucky, but he was not going to have enough to buy in the next one, so good discipline actually from Patrick Hu there. Patrick IQ in the server.
Yep. Still jiggling, still fighting. He's not been touched just yet. He's still on 100 HP. Not sure what exactly they're waiting for. Maybe the recon to come in. Yep, Crystal's probably got it ready. There it goes. That's going to send him in, but Venka stops him right in the track. The stun is perfect as well. Global Esports in a bit of a tight spot here. The shock dart's doing so much damage. And this triple stack from OG, really good stuff. G not able to break that. Oh!
Oh!
One Kelly! He finds 3 with the classic. He's going to be able to pick it up.
remaining.
No, he's not going to be able to pick it up. It's going to be hell.
What was that?
My God. Came a little too close for OG there.
देखा ना क्या हुआ
God's work with that 3K.
Yeah, we call those good damage round. Good damage round for GE.
Okay, give me this. You know, there must be a percentage, like, you know, above which. How many players do you need to get in an eco to call it, you know, it's a good round? Botting if you don't win it.
I usually feel like 3. I feel
Okay.
like 3 kills. But it kind of depends on the other team's buy, right? Because if they're doing a buy that doesn't have like 5 rifles, then sometimes they can just pick it up and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But on defense, usually teams are buying all the way up, and so if you can kill 3, it's pretty good.
Well, Global Esports once again pressuring that mid region as OG kind of crawl in towards A main here. They've got Udo waiting for them. He's got his tripwire set up as well, which he did retrieve right before seeing that shock dart come in. He takes out Helef. A bit of unnecessary push here from the initiator. One more spot. Pink has been given taste of his own medicine, although he does get 1 kill in that altercation. 4 versus 2. They've got 1 player to fight off on this B side, who is currently sitting in their spawn region. That's going to be Hoax. Only got the Sheriff to play with. It's going to be stunned. And that's the B side taken on by Global Esports.
Yeah, so far a pretty nice clean round. Don't give up any guns here.
Puppy.
I'll be very happy as a coach.
does have a Phantom, and he's known to be a pretty great player in these kind of situations. Could call him when needed in these dire situations. He could get one. Nope, not gonna happen. Kelly is gonna deny him any sort of frags. That's gonna be the first round for Global Esports. Pretty solid round. Just the one death on their part from the B main due to Benka. That's gonna be it. As OG now have their full buy coming in.
Yep, Kelly 2 off of ult. Crystal 1
तुझसे तो
off of
पूछेगा,
ult.
मुझसे थोड़ी ना
Pretty
पूछेगा
good
कहाँ
time
पे हो.
coming up. Benka 1 off of his ult here. Could be a difference maker as well. This map is very much about ult management, in my opinion.
Well, early B control, it seems. DCE, he's the only one on that B side. He does have support by Hoax, but Hoax right now more concerned about that mid region. There is a tripwire, they're protecting him, and it seems like OG just want to kind of make sure that the mid region is in their control. They're not going to let G slip in any cracks towards that higher mid region. Yudo crawling into space. That drone's going to clear out anything, but Yudo's not yet been spotted. And that's probably going to give him a bit of space to fall into, maybe find some space to work with. As G now taking the spike towards A. What exactly is the plan? OG now going on exploring, and Yudo blocked one space, and KLS gets the other. Instantly, GE now have gotten a 3v5 man advantage.
Yeah, it's a nice little default there from GE. Breaks the info tool for Orangutan, prompts them to go looking for information, and then they get punished with some nice shooting from Yudo, and then a good trade from Kelly as well.
Oh, great first kill. Could not follow it up though. Yudo once again finding what matters the most. That's the trade. He's on 30 HP. Lucky to be alive. That shock dart could have taken him out. OG just have a recon to work with here. As Techno, he's gonna crawl in from market. They're gonna clear close corner for him just to kind of enter inside. The flash is good. Forces Hoax off his mark. Techno not gonna be using his paranoia. Goes for the smoke deployment at that second. Maybe he misfired it at that point. But it's gonna be GE's second round. And it's a solid one at that too. The 2 good rounds from GE back to back. Gonna give them the confidence they need to just keep on pushing this momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now I really like what I'm seeing from GE. They're controlling the tempo of the round, and the discipline that Orangutan had on Haven isn't quite there right now. 2 rounds in a row where they kind of just like walk into contact and give away a free kill.
There. Gotta go.
There's an eco for OG, and we have seen them have a good eco round on Haven. They produce a similar one on Sunset. They split up right now, 2 on B, 3 on A.
Yes.
Only 1 hero vandal available on Hoax, as he is going to be situated on the A
Guys,
side they're expecting. But Global Esports right now playing really passive on outside of B. They're just holding on for a push to come in from the B site. But one thing that I have noticed, Hoax, he's putting that shock dart towards that A main side to break the tripwire. He's actually missed it twice in a row.
Probably a good adaptation for Yudo then. I assume he probably had it broken and moved it then. Got to be careful of Venka ult. That's one thing I am worried about in this round.
Yeah.
Good contact though.
Yeah, they've gotten pretty deep into the site. That's going to open up a little bit more. DC playing around in the smoke, hoping somebody crosses in. Not going to be the case. Shock dart's going to give a little bit of chipping damage. Nothing more. As Patrick, he's alone on backside, and he might go exploring here. Benka's pushed in with the ult, but Patrick gets the first big kill there. The trade's perfect. Patrick went for more. Gets
bhai,
the
that fucking
Benka's
ult, bhai.
He's got a Vandal to drop to his teammate, but what they don't know is what's going to kill them, and it's Udo's position. The ult is perfect.
Huh?
Okay, Venka, even though
What
he
is that?
get it done. Absolute
Cosmetic
craziness.
stun. Come on now.
Last player standing. Hoax is the only one left. OG
have.
भाई स्टन में क्या हुआ यार, लेकिन फाइनल
But
रिकॉर्ड नहीं
honestly,
करने
forcing out
दिया।
Rolling Thunder, I would
कोई
say is
नहीं के
actually
भाई,
something
कोई
good for them because it was an eco and that one
बट आपका
ult
लैपटॉप
from
नहीं था क्या के
Venka
भाई?
forced Kelly's to call out that Rolling Thunder to
और
go
जेड
for
के चालू
Udo
रखते
to
थे
actually
रिकॉर्डिंग,
get in the
किसको
proper
क्या ही पता
kills they
चलना
needed
था?
to secure this round.
That is true, but now Global has 3 ults and Orangutan has none. So, like I said, ult management going to play a big role in this game. I'm happy to trade a Rolling Thunder for a Neon ult, to be perfectly honest. I
उनके
think that's an
पीछे थे
acceptable
ओ,
trade.
क्या था फिर लाइन का प्राइस?
Good shock, just about misses Hope. They were ready for it, but look at where Patrick's gone. He's taking a pretty aggressive control, but he's alone here. He's got no support. Done for the moment. Hopes he's going to throw down the recon. Patrick missing a couple of shots. He's going to have to concede it to his teammate. Unfortunately, the lightning does not strike twice, it seems, for him. He needed a third hit there. As he goes back once again, this time it connects. And it's gonna probably secure.
आज तो मंडे है, जॉब होगी।
Round. Crystal on the lurk from mid. He's gonna secure his first and his second of the round as well. 4 from GE, as it seems like now they're running away with the game a little bit in the form of speed. They're just really confident.
Yeah, we're making very good decisions so far. We're definitely
Careful there.
playing. We're controlling the pace of the game. Like,
So,
like on
MVP मिला
Haven,
कि नहीं?
Orangutan was the one that was really kind of dictating what was going on, right? They were
मतलब
taking
सबको
all
2
the
के
space
मिले,
away from
लेट्स गो
GE,
एक है भाई,
going
और
on.
MVP
There
मिला
were
कि नहीं?
all
7000 मिले कि नहीं
these
आपको?
timings on the flank, stuff like that. On this map so far, GE is controlling every single round, basically, aside from that pistol and the anti-eco, but, we can throw those ones in the trash.
Yeah, Recon's been pretty good from Crystal round and round. They know that there's some sort of movement, but Venka this time, he punishes them by going a little aggressive, gets the first shot, instantly backs away.
अरे
Lucky to
नहीं,
be alive, to be
मैं
honest.
उस ईलो में नियन नहीं
Patrick's
खेल
gone
सकता
down
भाई।
pretty heavy as well.
उस ईलो में मुझे
OG
9 ml,
now
फिर
being proactive towards mid.
बाद में मैंने Phoenix
Not
लिया
keen
है।
on closing the door. They're
और
open for any
मैच
sort of
MVP
fights
का
that come their
दिया।
way as Udo. Look at his position. He's actually crawled in towards elbow. DC expecting this little creep up. Is he going to be ready for the fight though? Nope. He's just going to spot it, runs away.
Cage triggered.
And now this is going to cause confusion for OG. Where exactly is this hit coming?
Cage triggered.
And that confirms it.
Great timing from Udo.
Yeah, the site's clear.
And
Once you're
I
part,
want-
that's going to be... Yep, elevated. You're saying?
I want everybody to remember that Udo has been playing Sentinel for like a month and a half. He's never played
Yeah.
before.
टुनटुन आया क्या?
He's been pretty much a duelist
Hello,
for his
Tuntun.
entire duration in China, and now he's
G watch party.
having a role change as well. So he's settling into that. Techno
YouTube पे OG
takes the
versus G
trip,
है।
gets a flash
चलो।
down as well. Cannot follow it up as quickly as he would have wanted it to. Crystal regains his vision right before Techno could actually take him out. And that's left Hell's
आजा।
low. And he's gonna go down
Stream
as
पे
well.
आजा अभी।
Kelly will
Game
secure
देख।
that as GE
G OG।
flying away with these rounds right now.
मैं MVP नहीं था, हम लोगों का इन्हीं को मिला नाइस नहीं। उससे 5 के रख लिया उसने या बाकियों को एक हजार दिया या पार्टी दिया कि नहीं एटलीस्ट वो अलग से 5000 एक्स्ट्रा मिले तो।
He's usually good for one or two tags at least, usually a kill. So you got to keep that in mind as well. Right now, the money is just insane for GE. So it's going to be a tough half for Orangutan, I think.
Yeah, timeout here is actually
पार्टी तो
really
कल
good for
मिलेगी
GE
कॉलेज वालों
to
की
kind
तरफ
of,
से।
you know,
बट यार तुम लोग को 2-2000 मिल रहे हैं और MVP
restructure how
7000 रुपए
exactly
लेके गया भाई
these upcoming
अकेले।
rounds are gonna be played because Global Esports are kind of pummeling them into the ground here, even with the lurks, or even if it is with that set play of
Not
getting
gonna
those
lie,
the
मैं हर
triple
रोज
B split,
BO3
taking
देखना चाहता हूँ,
market
but
and
आज
spawn all together.
चुपचाप से 2 मैप पे
I
खत्म हो
was a
जाए
little
भाई।
worried that leaving Patrick
आज 2 मैप
alone
पे खत्म हो जाए क्योंकि मुझे
towards
भूख
the
लगी है भाई।
BCT side. He would have gotten taken out in my opinion, if at all. OG were a little bit more passive, but it was good to see that he was able to hold off his own there and did follow up with a kill as well. Now OG, it seems to be that they are still going to continue with their defaults as G now want to aggress on A, and Patrick, who is probably going to be funneled in towards elbow really quickly.
नॉन इमॉर्टल तो कोई और भी है भाई।
Bad timing.
Oh,
Okay, then another cosmetic stun display here as Patrick gets
देखा क्या तुम में से कोई?
kill, but it's traded off instantly, so that kind of
Oh,
throws
भाई,
things into
neon.
mix. Global Esports though still have
तो
control
game में
here.
रुका
They're
ना,
just
हाँ.
holding on now, hoping for
अभी
OG to
तू
make
देखा क्या?
another mistake. Push up another player up front, seeing where Wenka is going to be peeking out from because he's
neon
been
को
doing
करो
that
भी
for
life.
2
माना मैं
rounds.
enjoy कर रहा हूँ अभी, but तब भी life
Yeah,
करो
let's
भाई.
see if Global Esports is counting ultimates because obviously Health didn't have it coming into the round, and sometimes getting that kill to trigger the ult
Oh, भाई.
access is something that teams won't really pay attention to very closely. So hopefully somebody on G has called that out, and otherwise they might be running into a buzzsaw here at A.
Take flight.
LF, he's gonna have that stun to hold him off for a little longer. 30 seconds, we're approaching the clock here. He's in the open to take a fight, will not win
Kelly.
that one.
Seconds left.
Kelly S is gonna take it off. Bank has been spotted, now they need to fight him here. Slides across, he's not ready for it.
Oh,
They
bye.
double swing him,
Out of
and
charge.
Yudo needs to be careful. He's going out too
Oh,
wide in the open,
God.
loses his life.
Oh,
Crystal will
pistol.
trade it back, though.
Step.
Hoax
1v3.
had to wait for DC there for the fight, but not gonna be
Papi,
happening. Once again,
Chulo.
OG, there are little cracks that usually come up about when they play these kind of games, which are, you know,
College
turns out to
वाले
be
क्या
longer
party
than
देंगे भाई?
usual. It's opening up. There are little weaknesses
What
there.
about-
2v2s when they, you know, end up giving fights that they really don't have to is kind of coming into display here, and they need to fix that as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, definitely GE is sort of winning like the micro decision battle right now. A lot of their plays are tight and like they're not over peaking like we were seeing on Haven a lot. They're not really giving
Standing
OG
ahead.
a lot of opportunities to like
Oh.
make plays, and sometimes that's the game, right? It's like whoever makes less mistakes than you have
Smoke
right
में
now.
खड्डा, बहुत
GE
ही
is not
गंदा
making
खड्डा. और मैं नहीं
Yeah.
हूँ.
Once again, they try to do that B main push, maybe, you know, punish them on the back of that recon, find somebody off guard. But G were ready for it. They're going to be taken out.
Caution here.
One of their players.
दूसरी साइड में खड्डा होता तो चलता.
A lot of bullets being spammed here, making sure they check every corner. But Venka is crawling in close. He's confident with that sheriff.
Let's
Maybe
go,
he can
bhai.
get
So happy for
one.
you.
But GE don't want nothing to do with the B site. They're going to run away. The tripwire has been broken on mid, so that's going to throw them in a bit of a mix on rotation as well. Yudo's is going to keep them busy as he explores A-Link. He's got a tail right behind him. He will get away with the timing here, and DC has to get 2 minimum to win this round for the team.
Oh.
Not going to be the case. Patrick's going to take him out. That should be the end of this for OG.
Nice.
Cage trigger.
Let's go,
I mean,
bhai.
Yudo is
So
playing a
good.
masterful game right now in
I'm
Cypher.
happy for you.
Like,
Oh,
he
let's
played well on
fucking
Haven,
go.
and on this map he's been incredible in just finding these holds, calling the rotations back. Kelly's making a good read, and like I said, like OG is playing relatively well, but G is making any mistakes.
It's just the pressure he creates, right? Okay, well, okay, that was a great shot from Wenka. But yeah, back to Uraton. It's the
What
pressure
is
he
that?
creates by just being alive, breaking those tripwires, putting down a cage, and, you know, just making sure that OG
Bro, what is
feels,
that
okay,
shit,
you know what, there's
bhai?
somebody on mid, we cannot go there without utility, or somebody peeking out with me. We cannot take the fights one-on-one because he's been that good at making sure that the rotations are scared to go all the way through to the other side.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge thing, right? Like I was talking about how mid is kind of useless. It's really good for lurks. It's really good
you
for
thread?
pressure, but it's not so good for the attackers to like actually try and hit a site through most of the time. But you still have to control it.
Yeah. Got away. Smoke's gonna go down. He's gonna try to step away once again.
Oh!
Oh my God, Poppy could have gotten that kill. Unfortunately for him, he could have. The trade-off does come in though. Once again, Techno being taken out by an aftershock. We did see it in the previous map as well. And Venka's already on the flank. He's got a tripwire between him and this flank. Spot comes through. He's still holding on. Should have actually gotten that kill as Crystal actually just went away towards elbow. Now G keen on pushing on towards CT. Venka's coming on the flank. Crystal ready for it. And he will secure this round mostly for his team. That one kill onto Wenka might have just made OG shut down. Followed it up with a double. Little
Okay, a little scrappy here and there, but it's still going to be G
little
in
scrappy.
the advantage. 2v1. Hoax. Will he expect? No, he will not. Just checks it for the namesake and will not commit to that check. It's going to be Patrick to finish it off.
Please stay
8-2.
alive. I hate making new friends.
I mean, Poppy did a wee bit of trolling there, but good recovery. Obviously, the timing from Venka not quite there because of the trip. Crystal did a nice job coming back and checking on it. Looks like we've got a little bit of a disconnect here,
I'm out of here.
but yeah, I mean, it's not like OG is like playing poorly. They're still, you know, they're trying to find these
First game के बाद
opportunities,
जी हम
but,
just way
like,
to
the gaps are so
move to
small. Like
OG
the
and
gaps
OG
on
के style
Haven
पे
were there for them
and
to exploit.
yeah,
They were
they got
pushing down,
the way they are
finding
to
space,
skill से निकाल
finding these timings, but it seems like the game plan from GE has really tightened up, and you know they're not getting caught in the open with utility in hand. They're not getting
LAN
sort of
cable
like backstabbed
वो
right at the last
खिड़कियाँ
moment.
लगता है मुझे उसका
Looks like a PC might have crashed actually, or Crystal kicked the cord. Come on, Crystal.
I mean, he is.
What are you
He is a
doing?
big. He's a big guy, isn't he? I heard he's.
I mean, it's
6'3".
those Muay Thai instincts coming out. He got a little mad, and kicked the PC. You know, it's sometimes that happens. It's built into him, right?
Yeah.
Pre-programmed.
You know, I actually wanted to ask: are there any other? You know, you did mention about Crystal. Are there any other hobbies that are off the grid, kind of for the other players?
I don't know them that well at that level yet, just because we've mostly interacted on Discord,
Okay.
about the game. Haven't had
Mhm.
enough time to like hang out with anybody really. So yeah, I think that'll be something for the vlogs. If you haven't
Yeah.
already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because there will be
Yeah.
vlogs where you'll get to figure out, who the players are. Who are these
Exactly.
guys that are representing GE?
पैट्रिक क्यों
Yep.
नहीं आया बस यहाँ पे अभी तक
You get a lot of insider information, get to know your players better, hopefully across the season. But for now, they are in complete control, and they know exactly what OG are up to. One by
भाई इनको
one, the
distraction
small
नहीं हो रहा
little
कि ये लाइट
mistakes
ऐसा
that
बंद चालू
OG
हो
are
जा रही है
making, or even the proactiveness that they're showing, G have almost corrected it instantly in the next round, right? When they pushed up B, next round instantly just shut it down. Even on A, when they were trying to take control, the very next round they sent in a little bit of passiveness and then took control on contact, found perfect timings to take out the player there. So GE have been capitalizing on information pretty quickly, because OG have sometimes been repeating things on multiple rounds, and that's not been going the right way for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that what you're saying about the proactivity is correct. Like, OG is still trying to be proactive, but GE is doing a very good job responding like actively to that proactivity. And so it's making it really hard, because this is a map and specifically a comp where it's very hard not to play aggressive, because the map is pretty tight. It's pretty small, like, so you have to be proactively doing things all the time. And if you don't have the correct reactions about like when you should be aggressive and when you should play passive and how to like win that information game, you can really come out looking kind of like outmatched, which is sort of what we're seeing right now, where GE just like has that tempo game down really well, and OG's kind of playing into their hands a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're back into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Crystal is back. He has restored his PC. As once again, that B site going to be... Oh, okay. OG pushing in from mid here. The counter stun is perfect to hold Wenka off. Aftershock as well. Drone going to be making sure that it spots him first. And now they're just going to have to fight this together as a 5. Wenka's not connecting anything, but GE together will... What a hold up. Once again, their spawn waiting for OG to make their movements. And they're absolutely on point, reading this, ready for everything. And within seconds, they've gone down to a 5-3-2. I like the idea. I like the proactivity. I like what they had in mind. That stun was really good. But GE, the counter utility that they dropped in elevated was really well timed and well thought out.
Yeah, this has been actually kind of a masterclass from Kelly. He had a bit of a rough map, like fragging wise in Haven.
One enemy
I
remaining.
thought his calling was pretty good overall, but this map, I mean, he's been a wizard so far. Like every single time that OG's trying to get
Kelly
aggressive.
bhai.
Last
It's the
round
perfect
in the
time to
half.
call.
Kelly the RGL.
Yeah. The vision's there, the ideas are there, the execution's just falling a little short of its distance that it needs to be on. It is 9-2, and we're heading into probably 10-2 territory by the way, you know, everything's going. GE have got two great ults as well. One of them is gonna
They
probably,
won the pistol
you know,
and the
throw
buy
some
after
things
that.
into overdrive.
Oh my god.
Let's see. They're now looking to probably execute it themselves. Deep Recon gonna set up Patrick on towards tiles. They're gonna break that door. Keep things alive, but Venka, he's gotten in close. They've not spotted him just yet. He's holding a bit of an off angle. Now he gets one, but he's alone. I'm not sure why Hoax didn't choose to peek with him there.
I know exactly where.
The trade potential was almost zero. Hoax is kind of in the back line. Not ready to take him on at all. And that's given GE ample amount of information.
After winning? जीतने के बाद क्या?
We'll take a little neon diff in this round if I'm a GE fan.
Look at how
which I
many
happen to
subs are
be,
we at,
so.
guys?
Again, I mean the rotation is nicely called by Kelly here. They're gonna go hit the site that has one player who has no ability to stop them. Just need to cleanly execute this for a very, very solid and dominant half.
Indeed.
Here we go.
Smokes out. They're gonna not expect. I was gonna say
OBS में
Kelly,
देख रहा हूँ थोड़ा
Patrick
game.
to be up this close.
30
OG coming on the
seconds
flank
सही
now,
सा है ना
and
game.
that's been spotted by Yudotan. He's seen everything. GE have information about everything right now. As
Oh.
Patrick's been sent on a mission
Running
towards
low.
CT. Just
Sorry,
kind
खत्म होने
of
वाली है.
exhaust his ultimate.
Oh,
Does
no,
get a
फंस
ton
गया
of
बहुत.
damage, a headshot
कोई
with
ना.
that, but not gonna give out any more, information to OG. Good
टीम
discipline
उनकी
here to
तरह
get back
सेलिब्रेट
on
करूंगा
time.
लेकिन वहाँ
As
पर
this will
बोट
take
से
for
मिल गया.
OG could mean everything for the next half. They're gonna get two here. It's gonna be everything. Poppy gets the trade. Yes, he will. Time is of the essence for
player
OG.
standing.
It's gonna be Poppy to clutch it out.
Oh.
Does he get the one? He gets the first. The second.
Oh,
the connect.
no,
and the third's gonna be there as well, but
Poppy.
does he have the round?
Chulo.
No, he does not.
Yeah,
Almost.
Oh no.
वो after
No,
I think he does.
take this out.
वो after shot से नहीं मारता ना तो enough time
Yeah.
buy कर लेता.
Almost a poppy round right there, but
Yep.
9-3, pretty solid
Oh.
half for GE. Yeah, I mean,
Go, go, go.
you hate to say it as a caster because it's cliche,
Go, go,
but
go.
huge pistol coming up for Orangutan.
Indeed. If they win this, well, 9-3 curse, we've seen it happen before. This team in particular more than anybody else.
ठीक है भाई.
Esports has been on both
Thank
ends
you,
of
bye.
9-3 curse. But yeah, we'll find out if that's going to be holding true here. For that, OG really need to win this pistol. And it seems like they're keen on exploiting that towards that A site. For the moment, they've got 3 players and a spike right there.
Gotta
They've
go.
left a Sova outside of B. I think he's just gonna maybe give him a bit of informational play. Yeah, the recon's been exchanged towards B side. Crystal threw one as well. As GE now going to go a bit aggressive towards mid.
Yep, the mid re-clear, controlling this area, should be able to suss out that it's going to be an A hit here pretty soon.
कल वाले हाँ देखिए ना क्यों.
And it's just going to be a retake.
Indeed, it is. They've actually retreated towards the B side. They're going for a lot more of a safer route here. But OG have got control completely. They've got the site as well. There's still a retake camera available on site. That's going to be huge from Yudotan to give them information. And there it is. I think he spotted out the two towards spawn. There's a trade 1-for-1, but it's still Global Esports who've got the advantage. Another stun. Techno, he's out in the open, but he's still alive somehow. The Ford coming in, gets the 1 kill. Big from him. Global Esports need to flood in. It's going to be Patrick taking the first contact, but Yudo, he's hoping DC peeks out. He knows he's low. He just needs one triple tap. Yep, he's going to get the 1. Hoax is low as well.
Oh.
He gets the second and third.
Oh,
He's all
निकाल
confirmed.
लिया बे.
1 by 1, the damage is going to go down, trickle all the way to 0.
Yeah,
As Global Esports is patient in that last
Ah,
little
हवा
second
बन गई
there
थी
for
कानों में.
Yudo to make sure that A main is controlled, gave them the site and of course the round as well.
लिफ्ट ऑफ का एक इवेंट चल रहा है.
Yeah,
एक
just
भी
really nice
इवेंट
control, like you said.
Lift
by
off तो
GE.
Cajun
That-
वाले
that's one of
करवाए
those
ना.
situations where if you get a little too ahead of yourself and you give away 1 kill, you absolutely lose the pistol on the retake.
Yep.
Because like
वो तो
that initial
creators के
trade
बीच का
utility
कुछ
was
चल
really
रहा है
good
ना.
from OG, they totally stopped the retake initially. but GE played that super patiently, didn't kind of get pressured by the spike timer, and was able to just kind of like pick apart the weaker players on OG.
Yes, this should do.
Good stuff overall, and now they're going for a bit of a exploratory mission towards the main. The recon's been broken. I thought Yudo's actually going to peek on the back of that, even if it was broken. Now they're playing an up and down system.
It's not
Take the first
easy,
smoke.
just a
He spotted
creator
one,
there.
he spotted two. The stun's there. He's stuck by the trick, but that's going to be Crystal securing that kill. Little too ambitious there. Venka gets punished for it. And now the backstab is open. Started moving in. Doesn't seem like it's necessary. Crystal's going to find multiple people there. Elif might have crawled into the site, but he's not going to be ready for any fights. Pokes, only one left. He's going to go down as well.
भाई
The
दोनों
two
ने
players who
पूरा hold
started
किया
to
भाई.
hold off on B will finish off this round at the end as well. 11-3, and it seems like we might be heading into the end of this game here, Elevators.
Yeah,
should
I mean,
buy.
it's been a good map from Crystal. It's been a good map from pretty much everybody on GE.
Same
Pretty
thing,
big kill spread across the entire board. Definitely doing a much better job of shutting down the this map than they did on Haven, where he kind of ran wild.
क्या online है वो?
This goes here.
OG in a dire need for a round here, and this is their first buy, and they need to win this if they want to establish anything. Aggressive and quick motions from GE towards A main and mid as well.
Oh,
They
but
set up their
trade.
players, but Techno is going to make sure that his team stays on top in terms of numbers. Takes two for the one that GE found, and not backing out just yet. Crystal picks up the Vandal, gonna spam through that smoke, making sure nobody's close in, gets a free kill, not gonna be happening. But OG re-clear this angle.
Oh.
They're gonna go in as a 4, and they're gonna find another.
Techno coming
Crystal got
back.
a little greedy there, but the timing from OG
Techno
very
window.
nice, refilling that space right as GE was leaving it. We'll see if we can
Good
hit
luck.
the 3 or 4 gun taken away.
Last player standing.
Oh, it's
Probably
feature
not.
pack.
Well, OG do secure their buy round at the bare minimum, and it was a really required one as well. If they hadn't gotten that, it would have been GG's game over. I thought, you know, G had a good idea there. The flash was great, you know, setting up Patrick on tiles as well. But once again, it's again Helef with that stun, right? He stops off the most important incision point, that's Patrick. And he's the first one they find as to make sure, no matter who we find as a trade, it's going to be the Neon who we have to kill first. Because if he's taken out, the rest of the team kind of slows down.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Breach is good on this map for a reason, because the lanes are perfect for the stun.
Oh, the ult.
Set up. That's
The ult.
perfect. Crystal
Venka's
getting
low.
absolutely a free murder, and he gets away with it as well. The number of stuns across that A main allows him to make full use of that Hunter's Fury. And Yudo knows that there's one towards mid as well. I'm pretty sure. As soon as this is going to be broken. Yep, there it is. I think that's going to flash out, slide out. And they're heading in towards A. No, they're just kind of holding on for the moment. Kelly calls out for his team. He's saying that they could be anywhere in spawn. You guys need to check your extremities. But the motion that's actually called off from OG is the fact that G pushed up A main. And Yudo's holding the most amazing position. Yudo holding on.
Nice.
Super discipline, but it doesn't seem like he's gonna need it for any longer. Great stuff there. Venka, the only one who finds a kill from OG.
Imagine जब वो second के लिए wait कर रहा था, and वो orb लेने के लिए उल्टा घूमता.
This might just be
वो देखा
the
मैंने.
end of the first series of this face-off global esports event.
Yeah, a little too confident that Sova's not going to turn around there from Yudo for my taste.
Yeah, I swear.
Keep him on my screen.
College को बोल jersey बनवाना है, अच्छे से एक jersey करना.
To be fair,
jersey
you know, my
करवा.
eyebrows just went straight up. I'm like, okay, then we're doing this already. And then, all right,
Yeah.
kind of hold
I'm
it.
out of here.
But yeah, one more chance for OG to try to make a
Oh,
comeback here.
Venka.
That's a good start. Venka gets the first kill.
Oh, good start.
Crystal, the double there was massive from him, and Patrick, a little too out of the open, I feel, gave himself up there. It's a 2v2. It is
Spike
the
down.
Cypher and Breach duo. And Yudo's got the perfect position to find one. There goes the new depth. This needs to get away. Doesn't even need to fight that anymore. They've got the spike in their hands as well. It's on A main. All they need is for DC to make his moves, make his mistakes.
where does he plan to go? He's got a minute to play with. He could make the play all the
थोड़ा
way
मिली
from
मैं आपका
mid
ध्यान देता
and
हूँ.
kind of flank him, and that's already been marked as well. They're ready for everything. They've kind of just submitted themselves towards A
Jacket-
main, both the G players,
ये के ट्रक
and
तोड़
DC
देते.
is heading in the same direction that had just been marked, I believe, from Kelly.
Yeah, Yudo's got the read on this. I mean, he's kind of shown this map why we picked him up. Like he was just too good in the trials not to have on our team, even though it meant switching over to another
30
role
seconds left.
to make room for Patrick Hu on Duelist. I mean, he's just such an intelligent player.
Oh.
As I see him get timing here, but I mean, he really is just making.
Oh, never
Defenders win.
mind.
Oh,
He gave him too much time.
bye.
DC gave him too much time to just kind of think, okay, you know what, maybe he might just be on something. We're just going to have a quick
Oh,
peek,
bhai.
and that's going to be it. The end of the series, 2-0 for Global Esports as they finished 13-4 on map 2. And Sunset pretty clearly showing
okay,
why
also
you guys
segment.
picked it at Elevated. You know, honestly, great map from them.
Yeah, just a really clean performance overall. I mean, we didn't get to see a ton of the defensive side from GE, but I think it would have been sort of more of the same. Like basically every time the OG tried something, GE had the perfect counter for it. And you know,
Kelly has
especially
10
on the
plans, but-
attack side, just like
दोनों
reading,
breach नहीं plan
Kelly's
किए,
read on the
10
game was really excellent there. It's just like every time that OG was getting aggressive, GE was like really far back in spawn, ready for it. We were looking at the ults, we were looking at the money situation, expecting the play patterns from OG. And I mean, it kind of helps. We're playing the same comp, right? Like we understand exactly how this comp works, and so we kind of had a little bit of a soul read there going on.
Yeah. Global Esports, really great pickup. Like I said, from the last map, they're going to, you know, just kind of ride on the momentum. And as Jivy mentioned as well, right? A win's a win. And he's just going to keep reminding his players that it doesn't matter if you've lost at 13 level. We're going to, you know, talk about all the mistakes later on. We can fix it in, the post game, but you need to focus on what's ahead of you.
Hey, live
And they
everything.
did. Honestly, once again, it was Crystal, and he had so much impact on this game apart from Yudotan. Yudotan's lurks on that attack side, absolutely amazing. Perfect, right? He was really
I
on
don't think
point
so. He's
at
live
making
right
sure that the pressure was constantly put on OG's shoulders. And every single time Kelly called that, you know what, OG have done this before, we're going to hold out here, they're going to repeat this. They made mistakes again and again. OG went out solo, went out in places where their utility could have been used, did not fully put down their foot in places where they could have won their fights. And Kelly was in the best position to read those out and just, you know, make sure that his team knows what they're doing,
Yeah,
plays
I
on the
said
back of his
look here,
util. And Patrick, once again, I feel like he could have, you know, probably had a little bit more impact, but hey, he did his job really well. That was creating space. And I'm glad about that. I'm happy that, you know, he was able to make the space needed for the team.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things, right? Like obviously we've been kind of like hyping up Patrick Hu. Like who is this guy? Why is this guy getting picked up?
Yeah,
you've seen all of his
कैसे लोग
clips and stuff
chat
like
में
that.
भाई.
But at the end of the day, like this is a team game, right? And you have to do your job.
Mhm.
And he does that job extremely well for us. Like we just won 13-4 on this map with
Yep.
you know somebody that is maybe billed as like the X factor for the team, barely having a positive KD, right? Okay, so what does that say? It means that we're doing a lot of other things very, very well.
Yeah.
And I mean, trust me, when he's on, you'll know it because he'll be at the top of the scoreboard 100% of the time. But you know, it's okay for him to not have a perfect day all the time because there's a lot of other shooters on this team. Like we saw, there's a lot of people that can shoot on this team, and that's very, very good. Everybody has to be able to shoot at tier 1 level. And I think that we've got 5 people who can do that. You saw the clutches on Haven from Crystal. You saw them from Poppy. You saw them from Kelly. And then you've got good utility being thrown to help out players do their job. And then obviously the timings, the game sense from Yudo is really, really good. And Patrick's in there pulling a lot of attention to him to allow other players to shine. So
exactly. Is that push and pull maneuver, right? The minute they kind of like Patrick do his thing, Yudo gets a bit of a free space to move in. OG didn't really, go out to get that information, even though they knew almost every round that, Yudo's kind of, lurking around, the shadows. He's making his plays. He's keeping the pressure on. But the fact that G were putting so much pressure, especially on that A site, him just breaking that tripwire on mid
gave OG so much to think about. Okay, now we got to figure out how do we take care of this mid guy because he could be anywhere. He could have crawled in. He could have gotten anywhere. So yeah, great stuff from the team overall on the second map. We've got 5 more games coming up in the next 5 days, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of opponents coming in and a lot of Valorant to be watched, of course. And global esports, hopefully every single day we just keep getting better, man. That's all I'm hoping for.
Yeah, and I think if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be able to talk to Yudo here for a little bit.
Yep.
I think. So we
get
to hear from the man.
Yes, of course, the man who's been the sneaky little impact man for this team so far. Yudo's going to be coming on. So guys, stay here. Here we go. Welcome, Yudo-tan.
After you finish the interview, just after you hear.
Hello, Yudo-tan. How are you doing?
어때 기분 어떠시냐고 물어봤는데.
첫 맵에서
We can't hear you, bro.
Yeah.
hello.
Hello, how are you doing? How are you doing?
Yeah.
What's up, King? How you feeling today?
Feel good. Yeah, feel good today. Yeah.
Feel good, play good, right?
Yeah.
Well, I have a
People
question
who
for
did
you.
not
Tell
get
me,
G bundle
how was
related,
this second
no,
game? How did you
next
feel
next season भी
while
आएगा
playing
ना.
the game? How was the game?
Season 2 भी आएगा भाई. नया बंडल निकलेगा वापस सबका
It's kinda easy for me because our team
So, no
is
regrets
doing
there.
very well. So
liking the
I'm
team
just
now
doing my
might
job.
get that.
All right. I mean, you were really good on that cipher on attack. Can you
I
tell
shot ही
me
निकाल दे भाई.
what changed from map
हाँ,
1 to
ठीक है
map
ना,
2? What was
तो
the big
दूसरी ले
difference?
लेंगे.
You guys had 13-11 and now 13-4. What was the big difference in map 1, map 2?
I think it's
Lolly is a pookie.
I don't know. I feel like it's same confident. It's my IGL just doing great job.
Well,
Were you nervous at all, Yudo, going to game 1? Do you have any nerves?
Yeah, kind of nervous.
I mean,
Udo,
respect. That's how it is.
I mean, to be fair, Udo, you did play Ascension in China, right? You played there, and that was a very different. How different is China from APAC? You've played here. How different is it right now from China to where you are playing right now?
Wait, I need translate maybe. 중국에서 했던 거랑 지금 하는 거랑 다른 점이 뭐냐고 물어봤는데.
중국에서 했던 거랑 지금 하는 거랑 다른 게 뭐냐고. 어떻게 답변하고 싶어요?
중국은 되게 공격적으로 게임하는 것 같고 중국에서는 지금은 모두가 다 정해진 체계적으로 움직이지.
Filipino है ना? I think he is.
알겠습니다.
He's a Filipino.
Alright, so in China, like the most of the teams in
He
China, they
understands, but
usually
उतना बहुत
do
friendly.
very aggressive. But as of now, we're playing in sort of principle. We're following some certain principle right now. So he thinks it's better in this way.
Cool. Can I ask you one more question?
하나 더 물어봐도 되냐고 하네요. Alright, he said yes, yes. Good.
Okay. My question for Yudo is obviously he lost to Crystal in Ascension. So how is it to have Crystal on his team? And how does it feel to carry Crystal on map number 1?
그 어센션에서 그 크리스탈이 있는 팀한테 졌는데, 네, 이제 오늘 첫 번째 맵에서 이제 크리스탈을 이제 이끄는 그런 기분이 어땠는지 좀 물어보네요.
사실 뭐 지금 당장이라도 지금 뭐 1분을 토하고 싶지만 그래도 지금 같은 팀이 됐으니까 같이 열심히 으쌰으쌰하고 같이 게임을 해보니까 이제 뭐 별 다른 건 없더라고요.
별 다른 건 없다.
팀에서 이제 세컨드 콜 같은 걸 잘해줘가지고
네.
게임하기 편한 것 같아요.
그러니까 세컨드 콜이라는 게 좀
IGL 다음에 게임에 지금 가야 된다.
알겠습니다. So I think it does not change a lot of things, but still he's a good member of our team. He does a lot of second call, which is very good for him to get a lot of information in the game. So he thinks it's very cool to be with him in our team, in the same team.
Nice.
Awesome.
I have one more question for him. He was playing duelist for most of his time in China, and now he's had a role change. He's playing the Cypher, and he's only played it for a short time. How has the change been for him? Is he already feeling that he can do this better?
그 중국에 있을 때 타격대로 계속 플레이를 하셨잖아요. 근데 이제 이 짧은 시간 동안 타격대에 좀 이제 롤 체인징을 좀 했었어야 되는데 지금 뭐 기분이 어떻고 좀 이 어떤 메타에 좀 잘 적응할 수 있었던 것 같은지 물어보네요.
사실 아직까지
ना भाई इतना इन्फो करेगा होएगा इस चैट पढ़ो भैया
감시자의
उसका लाइक सेंटेंस वगैरह बनाने में उतना दिक्कत हो रहा होगा बट लाइक he at least agent now he can speak the fucking agent name and the position right that is enough.
저에게는 그나마 총 쏠 수 있는 기회가 그나마 있는 것 같아서 좋은 것 같아요.
알겠습니다. So he's actually getting hang of things as playing Cypher, and he's doing he's putting most of this effort on this playing this kind of Cypher things, and he feels good about it playing Cypher, most likely, yeah.
All right, nice. Elevated, you have any question? Last question?
Are you gonna have a celebratory dinner, and what are you gonna eat tonight?
오늘 저녁 어떤 거 드시는지. 케밥이긴 하거든요.
케밥 먹는답니다. 케밥.
Alright, so we're gonna go for kebab. Yeah.
Nice.
Before he goes,
good.
anything he wants to say to the fans who are watching him right now?
그리고 팬들한테 이제 하고 싶은 말씀.
오늘 비록 첫 맵에서 아슬아슬하게 이겼지만 다음 경기부터는 준비 제대로 해서 쉽게 이길 수 있도록 하겠습니다.
Alright, so the first match was really close, but he's gonna do his best to own the every other teams as much as possible.
Let's go. That's my goat.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Urotan. Thank you so much. All the best for next matches. See you.
다음 경기도 잘하시길 바란다고 합니다.
But he in the ideal bro. All he needs to do is agent name तो सबको ही पता है and the position bro. इतने साल से map खेल रहा है. He knows the position in English.
He's such a sweet kid, right? You can clearly see that he is, he's shy to talk on camera, but clearly in the server he will pop your head off.
He's actually the biggest troll on the team. You guys might not know that, but he's that guy that will. I probably shouldn't leak too much, but he's that guy. We'll be in a scrim sometimes, and we'll have clearly won a round. It'll be like a 5v1. The guy's on classic or something like that, and Yuta will run up behind Kelly and shoot, and Kelly will freak out because he thinks somebody's run up behind him, and So he's the guy that's always trolling people. He's a good kid.
I mean, I really wish we can see that side of his personality, and hopefully we're able to capture it in the videos that we have with the team coming up in the week. So if you want to see the troll Urotan, you guys need to subscribe, watch every single thing that comes up. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, we've spoken to the player who did have a great impact on this game. Let's talk to the coach, shall we, who kind of orchestrated the confidence for his team right before they settled in. Sunset was 13-4, and of course, a big hand of that goes to Juvie. So let's have him on the segment. Juvie, how was the second game?
I told you I was going to go better, and it did. So, maybe confidence isn't all fake, And yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is, we played more confident. We weren't afraid to make plays. The biggest thing in this game is you have to be the one to make plays, not the one to let people make plays on you.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of confidence that, was executed in that first round itself, even though you guys, did take up a bit of space. That OG were trying to, again, be that proactive self. But this time, it was really, really clear that you guys were in control in terms of reading what they were going to do. So how did that work? Was that you telling a little bit? Was it Kelly mostly?
No, it's all Kelly. I mean, I can't say nothing in the middle of the game. So that's all Kelly making the reads. It's all our team giving him the information. Udaton calling out, "Hey, Cypher's A, come back to A."
I know he's a troll,
stuff like
but
that.
what the fuck is
it's a team effort for sure.
Elevate, you got any questions for him?
I mean, I guess main question would just be like the tempo changes. I mean, how proud of Kelly are you? I mean, I was proud. I felt like a proud
Yeah.
father. I was like, he's reading this game perfectly right now.
Yeah, he did really good, and that's something he's going to keep getting better at as he sort of gets an idea of how I think the game should be played, how we think the game should be played, and he's getting better every day. Like you know, like we talked about Friday, I think, or Thursday it was technically, was like our best day of practice yet. You know, and that came down to a lot to having Kelly having good reads and sort of getting an idea of how he wants to call, and what works best for us. Right, every team is different.
You know, that's really great to hear as well, because genuinely I feel like he kind of, first game, yeah, like even if Yudo mentioned that he was kind of nervous, I feel like that was kind of, it was there for the entire team as well. But the second game they kind of came into their own, and he just mentioned as well, right? Yudo, he's going through his role change, but he's still really strong on that cipher as well. What have you told him about playing this role? That he's gotten it so well already. He's got great timings. The pressure
Indian,
that's created by him
हिंदी वाले
mid-round
में
as
क्या चल
well.
रहा है?
Really good. What advice have you given him?
इंग्लिश में इंटरव्यू चल रहा है.
I'm just constantly like fixing mistakes, constantly trying to work on him and his timing, constantly working on, hey, you shouldn't go then, bait these guys, like you're allowed to bait now. You're allowed to be bait, just and don't be afraid to take ones. If they give you a one, take it. You know what I mean? As defense, you're not supposed to give people
Okay,
1v1s. So if they're giving you a 1v1, take it.
Okay,
Udatan has
okay.
such a game, you
उसमें
guys
भी
have seen.
यही
And like I
दिक्कत है
know,
बस.
even on top of that, Patrick didn't play as well as I've been hyping him up, bro. But I'm hyping up Udatan just as much, and we can see what Udatan can do. So I'm promise you, throughout the season, you guys will see both of those kids popping off like crazy.
Yeah, honestly, both of them have been really great. And even of course, we have more to look forward to in the next couple of days. So we're gonna have to continue this conversation as in when we see more and more, teams come up, and of course more maps played by G, so we can see what is the pool of skill that you guys have cooked up in the last couple of weeks. Dewey, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. All the best.
Adios, boys.
All right. Well, we've secured Series 1 for day 1. We've got another game coming up tomorrow, Elevated. How are you feeling at the end of the day? How are you feeling? Are you confident for tomorrow a lot more, or what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels good to get the first game out of the way, because like, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I had butterflies for that first game. Like all the players were nervous, but now we're feeling pretty ready to take on the next team. And also, I want to quickly say shout out to OG for being the first team to step up. They put up a really good fight in map number 1. They put up a good fight in map number 2, and so we really appreciate them as an org, like playing these show matches for us. It's very important for us to get these games and this experience, and so it means a lot for the teams that are willing to step up and play us.
Indeed, all my friends who were there at OG, you guys did a really great job. Map 1 could have almost won it, just one or two little tweaks here and there. Maybe you guys have it in your upcoming season as well. All the best to you guys for VCL SA 2025, as we are going to be watching you. I know I'm going to be watching you there. And well, ladies and gentlemen, we have, of course, come to the end of today's match. We've got so much more to look forward to. And I feel like
आज का हो गया. बहुत ज़्यादा भूख लगी. I will go have अच्छा के लिए ये लोग यप टिक टू क्या बकचोदी चल रही है. चलो मैं जाता हूँ. We'll go have lunch and देखते हैं रात को शायद करेंगे. Yeah, OG played, especially the first match, they played amazing. That's it for today. जाते. चलो I will go. bye. शाम को मिलते हैं. Maybe stream का हो या maybe नहीं, देखते हैं. मिलते हैं. Okay, bye. Good. Bye. Peace out.